Well, hello.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Well, things are starting to get back to normal. My daughter just left today to go back. Well, she'll be in the States for a little bit while longer. She just won't be here. So, spend a little bit of time with her. Still raining, off and on, crazy.
Yeah, we bone dry here today and hot.
Well, the rain has punished me again, ladies and gentlemen. My hives are taking a beating, so I am no longer at 60. That is for sure. I've lost a few 5-framers. I've lost a few 2-framers. So this week, if I can, well, I know starting Saturday, the weather's supposed to clear up and maybe a day of normalcy on Thursday. So we'll see. I'm going to have to make some more drastic moves and hopefully keep things going, It's Daisy just got back. Steve just got back from Bermuda.
That got to be nice.
Bermuda is nice. I've been there actually when I was in the Navy. But Bermuda is relatively expensive compared to like St. Thomas, St. Croix, the Virgin Islands,
I ain't never been there, but I've talked to them on the base station here every now and then. I'll catch them.
So this is the first night in 2 months that we haven't had a giveaway. 10 weeks.
10 weeks, yep.
That we haven't had a Blythewood Bee Company giveaway. Doesn't mean we won't have a giveaway. Who knows what'll happen? Maybe not. But I've got something on the laser right now for somebody, and hopefully it does get. It's about 50% complete. And we'll see what happens with that. But I was making a prototype after talking with Spanky. I showed it to you. It's actually, this is out of cardboard, but it's my plan to get some wood, a real thin, like 1/8-inch ply or 1/8-inch basswood that does resemble a bucket perch, doesn't it?
Pretty close.
All right, pretty close. So I did measure this. This area is the appropriate width for my bottling tank. and this will hold the bucket. Of course, they've got that fat ring on there. And no, thank you for the mead review. It was quite awesome.
Yeah, I need to get with Steve on that.
I still have a bottle.
I got 4 gallons of it brewing behind me here.
And so I'm going to try to cut some of these that fit on my specific tank, and then maybe put a cross member on it to hold it. But I don't even know if it's necessary because this will hold pretty solid on there. I just don't want to put the bucket in it and they slide out or something. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's just a cardboard prototype.
Yeah. Worth a try.
Earl did a video for you today, Daisy. If you haven't checked it out, his song to you. And I actually had to move all my honey from my desk because it was starting to really clutter. I had so much honey on my desk, it was starting to look like a bottling station. And as you can see, the blue lights are going again in the background. So
cops are after you.
Yep, the cops are after me tonight. I'm actually making a photo of the Lord of the Rings for somebody. It's looking really good right now. I don't want to jinx myself because those things have a tendency, for some reason, when they're very long running ones, that they will stop. Hey, Randy, and hopefully it will complete while I'm doing this. So we'll see how long it goes tonight. But so I'm having difficulties with the colonies. I need to get over to my out yard and hopefully graduate those from double 5s into single deep 10s. That's the goal. We have the South Carolina Beekeepers Association meeting starting this weekend for 3 days. I was supposed to go, but something fell through the cracks somewhere. Scott's on vacation this week, and I didn't see them listed as a sponsor or, for the show itself. So I don't reckon I'm going to that. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen with Hive Life, but that's kind of, what we've got going on right now. But
even if something does happen there as far as the vendor side, heck, still come on to Hive Life. We'll all meet up.
Hey guys, we got 39 people watching right now. If you have 500 subs or more, you have a little share button on your homepage. If you could do that and share this live stream to your community, we would appreciate it. There's a lot of live streams out there, and the live streams have been getting good viewership. Heck, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the stream team had like 200 people watching last week. And that's a good number. We'd like to get our numbers up a little bit if we can. And we appreciate all of you that can do that for us. We don't ask for much over here. But it's been not always. Yeah, we're not that needy all the time. But there's a couple videos came out today. Cajun had a video come out today.
I just watched its premiere right before the live.
Harris Jobert, I think that's how you say it. With Sleepy Creek Apiary had one come out today. Castle Hives had one come out today. Mike Berry had one come out today. So a lot of people have had some videos come out. And when I feel like my daughter didn't leave till like 2:00 this afternoon, and by that time I didn't come out and do a video, but I need to do one. I need to get out there and do some more videos, get my old GoPros up and going, and try to get that back going, because right now I'm not even on track to get a payout monetarily from YouTube this month, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm a long way from even being there.
And what was I, second on Castle Hives, Castle Grounds Apiaries this week. Believe it or not, my mentor had #1 spot.
Yeah, he's been putting out a lot of videos
every day. I should do his trick. I should go back to my old videos, download them, and re-upload them and re-tag them. He does that sometimes, not all the time. He's been doing a lot lately, but sometimes he does go back. When you look at his stringing of frames and stuff like that. I was #2 for June. Okay, well, for the amount that I put out in June, that's not too bad. I'm not that going that good this month, though. I haven't put that many out this month.
Thank you, Daryl.
Thank you. So maybe we'll get a few more popped over here. But beekeeping, gosh, I'm not impressed with my beekeeping this lately. To be honest with you, my wasn't expecting. We had. God, it's been so weird of a year, and maybe it's just me. It's I started early. We came in with a bang, right? Split too soon, so that was bad. That set me back. Then we did the expansion, got a bunch of colonies, and then it got really hot, right? And
really hot.
And then it started raining for like a month. It's been raining over a month now. Like most of the days, it is raining or has some rain, and that has kind of set us back now. So a lot of my weaker colonies either didn't have enough stores to make it, or they got robbed out. And so it's been kind of a challenging time. So I don't have 60 colonies anymore. I probably got 40 something at the moment, to be honest with you. Now, all my nukes on Nuke Row I lost one over there, but the rest of them are doing good. I've doubled them up and stuff like that, so they're doing pretty good. My queen mating nukes, they're doing okay. I've got some that are doing pretty strong. But yeah, it's just been a crazy up and down. Started with spring. I didn't feel them today. Where they're at, we need to, if it's at like three or more, we usually can feel them over here from where they're typically at. But I didn't feel them today, no. But yeah, it's so it was that hot cold happened, and then it got in the spring, and now it's the either very, very hot or rainy like crazy. So it's been hard to get at least it seems like it's been hard to get my colonies to just stabilize. And some of these colonies I know I've lost in the last week, because last week I went out there and put like pieces of pollen patty on them and stuff. And some of those have pollen patties and no bees in them right now. No bugs, no beetles on them, on the pollen patty or anything like that. Just no bees.
Still got the peppermints in there, or just a residual smell or whatever?
Just the residual stuff. I mean, but there's been nothing on the. It's just been really crazy time, but yeah. So not a lot happening over here on the beekeeping front with the rain, not rain. Try to get out there. I need to go through those big colonies, because last time I cracked one open, they were pretty aggressive. And when that happened, I kind of closed it back up because I figured it was getting too late in the day. And now I need to go back in them for sure.
I got to try to get back in mine this Sunday to finish pulling honey. I didn't get into the bees at all this past weekend. I was out of town trying to get my daughter moved back from Texas.
But why did that not post? There we go. There you go. I just posted the link. And that way we can get visitors if people choose to jump in on us.
I just pinned that to the top of my comments.
And I just pinned it on mine. So it's behind my microphone over there. But yeah, so I mean, it's just been a crazy kind of year. I did have a buddy of mine bring me. He's the IT guy for a local fast food chain, so he brought me like 10 5-gallon buckets, um, pickle buckets, and he's getting, he's saving some more up for me over there, and then hopefully I'm going to be driving up to Charlotte to pick up some. Yeah, it takes a lot of equipment, but not only that, the timing, right? You got to have the ability to make queens as well. So you got to, like, if I'm going through colonies and I don't see drones, it doesn't do me any good to make splits unless I have queens. So, not hopefully, Amir's talking about me getting his colonies from him so he can go sailing. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. I don't know. Who knows? Everything's day by day. To be honest, I haven't even been to my mentor in like a few months because it's just no use. It's either rainy or something else.
It's either rainy or it feels like 200 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, I know. It's even when it's rainy, it's still hot.
Just muggy. Heck, our heat index here today, we was hitting 109.
I took out my air rifle because I was going to shoot at some crows that keep stealing my chicken feed. And I took the air rifle out, and as soon as I went out the back door, my scope just fogged up. I mean, it's just couldn't see nothing out of it. And by the time you get it warm enough, they're warm enough to shoot, then the crow's gone.
I got to do that with my cameras. If I'm going anywhere to shoot photography for anybody, I got to put everything in my car a couple of hours before I leave and leave the case open, or it's just going to fog up on me.
Michael, I heard they do good with sunflowers. I've not personally had any on the sunflowers. Hey.
What's up, Brad?
How's it going, Brad? Can you hear us?
What's going on?
Can you hear us?
Well, since he can't hear anything.
I don't know. I don't hear him saying anything.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to figure it out.
Technical difficulties.
You know what? Hail Hives. He sent me a thing he wants to sign, and I got to get that figured out as well. We can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We could hear your background before. We just couldn't hear you.
I still got something wrong. I'll be back.
All right. But
DC, all you got to do is just jump in there and try it out. Get your hands in.
Hey, how about now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now, man. How's things going?
Going pretty good.
You getting much beekeeping done down there?
Very little.
Too hot or rainy?
Well, mostly my knee. I can't get out there and do much.
Well, it'd just be like mine. Just let it rain until they rob the other colonies out and steal all their stuff and run them off.
So I figure I might be getting some fall honey.
Some fall.
I still got a bunch of supers up on the hives that are just sitting there with the bees.
Yeah, that's how mine are. The way things are going, it's going to be fall before I finally get it pulled.
Yeah.
That's
I got a couple off earlier, but that's maybe about a third.
I'm just having issues on everything, man. Everything. My little colonies, I've been fighting them all year. They just don't want to grow. They don't. I don't know why. But what's happening is they're not really growing. And if they get anything stacked away, because they're not growing, they get robbed out or something. It doesn't make any sense. But hopefully this year doesn't end up being a total wash for me. I mean, I do have a ton more colonies than I had coming out of spring. But if I can't get them to grow, they're going to catch a hell of a time trying to make it through winter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. At this time of the year, you just can't grow, no matter if you feed them or not. But when the fall comes along, I've had good luck of like putting a lot of feed to them, and those nukes will grow. I guess
Yeah.
because they're trying to get that winter nest.
Right. Well, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what happens because I put out some open feed. They'll hit the open feed. I put in some frame feeders in some of my 10 framers that weren't filling out the outside. So I took out an outer frame and put the frame feeder in. And they seem to be doing good with that. But then you got to go in it a lot, to keep filling it up. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Unless I figure out some way to put like a beer funnel going into the into the feeder and then fill it up. But
Them
yeah,
little
so
ones, them little ones are just so tricky. Like the 3 framers I got.
mm-hmm.
It's like you can't push them because then you get the slime mouse or the high beetles or something like that, or they abscond.
Hey,
So
everybody.
you,
It's
Hey,
there.
you
Sarah.
got to just like nurse them along until they want to start growing, or figure out some way. What
You
I'm
see
probably
my
going to do is pull some bees when I can get out there, cage the queen, and just add some bees to them to help them grow
it's my
before the winter.
girls.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I've got colonies. Some of my 2 framers are doing good. Some of them seem to be just happy staying on one frame. We'll just stay on one frame, and that's what we're gonna do.
Hey,
And
any of y'all's honey that y'all have pulled that's fully capped, what's the highest moisture content y'all have had on that?
mine's just been 16 and a half.
I had
My
I
highest
had a
was 17
17.
and a half.
That's me. Normally, I'm around 17, 17 and a half. I pulled a box the other day. I'd say 98% cap. Had one little corner that wouldn't cap. Out of that box, I was hitting 19.5%.
See, you're better than me because once they cap it,
Hmm.
I figure they know better than me when it's right.
I've
You know.
had the lower numbers with it being capped, but Indiana's kind of humid, so
Yeah.
But you
That's
ain't
the
got
highest,
nothing on our humidity.
no. I've been to South Carolina. It's, woo.
that's the highest I've ever had with it capped. And I was just kind of worried about it, but I kept it in a separate bucket. That way I don't have to worry about it cross contaminating anything else or fermenting.
Because
Right.
I know my first year that I did some, and being I'm still a rookie, but being a very early rookie, I wanted to harvest. It was like just 2 or 3 frames that I pulled, and it was in there around the 19%. And I had one in a jar because I didn't have very many jars, like 2 or 3 jars. It started to foam and ferment after about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
I pulled some like that too, Brad, and what I did was put a fan on it while it was still capped, and I ran a dehumidifier, and that helped bring it down to 18 and a half,
Even capped.
even capped.
So does that mean that the honey can breathe through the cappings?
Yeah,
I guess because it worked.
that's what all the big guys say, like Ian and all that. They put them fans and stuff on top of their honey, and they stick them in them. And Bob Benny, they stick them in them dehydrating rooms that are all capped, and they get the moisture down.
Yeah. What I didn't think about,
How is that even possible? That's what I'm thinking. I'm
I get,
thinking if it's capped, it's non-porous, right? And that you would think that if it's capped, that the moisture can't escape.
you would think, but undoubtedly it does. And
Mm-hmm.
then I guess some moisture gets in too, possibly. Because like I said, mine's capped and
Well,
I'm
remember,
pushing
they
19
cap
and
it
a
for
half.
them, not for us.
Yeah. What I didn't think though, I'm making 4 gallons of mead behind me. I should have took that honey and made the mead with, since the moisture was already high, because you got to mix the water with your honey to make mead.
Just make lots of mead.
Yeah. Well, I got 2 5-gallon glass carboys supposed to be on the way now, so I
I
might
don't, I don't know
possibly
if
go out there and get it.
I don't know if you've seen that video by Bob Benny about, I guess it's about a year, maybe 2 years ago, where he buys a lot of people's honey, and he made a video about how he bought honey barrels. I'm talking like 25, 30 barrels of honey from this one guy, and he said, it's probably just a mistake because he usually trusts the guy. The barrels just busted the seams at the top and
Yep.
oozed all over his floor, everywhere in his warehouse.
Yeah, I seen that when
I
they were
saw
having
that.
to move all the other drums out of the way.
Yeah, it
I would've
messed up the
cried.
whole warehouse.
Well, see, that's the other thing. I see people pulling it off, and then they'll pull it off, and then they'll set it in their honey house, and they'll let it sit there before they actually extract it. I would be afraid that the beetles would get in it or something would get in it.
Mm-hmm.
I try to do it. If I pull 10 boxes, then I try to extract 10 boxes and get it done, you know?
Yep.
But everybody can, I mean, I guess everybody has different issues that they're working with, you know? Randy says he's got a hot room. He can pull two full points out and the caps do breathe. Okay. So the cap, see, that's something I didn't know. That's why we're here to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? I didn't know.
Always be learning.
I didn't know either. I was just going by what the videos were, how they say they put those fans over and put a dehydrator in the room and run.
Now I've done it with an open, like I've had a 5-gallon pail,
Mm-hmm.
and I put a paint strainer over top to keep anything from getting in it, and then I've blown a fan across the top of it to help the moisture come out. I've done that before.
Works.
Well, I've heard
surface area.
I think it was Bob Bennett. He said it's easier to dehydrate while it's still in the comb.
Yeah,
because you get
more
more air
I
surface
got
area.
a visitor. Come say hi to everybody. This is
Michael,
my granddaughter.
Our humidity, I think we was about 65, 70% that
You're
day.
on YouTube.
Hey.
Say hi, wave.
Future beekeeper of America.
This is Sapphire.
Hey, Sapphire.
My youngest daughter's youngest daughter.
She's got a unicorn shirt.
Yep. She likes some unicorns, don't you?
Well, my youngest daughter had all these people over our house this weekend, and she didn't tell any of them. She didn't say, "Hey, my dad's got like 1 million bees." Literally, 1 million bees over here. Maybe not wear all black and maybe not use body spray. First girl that came out got zapped right on the lip.
Ooh,
Get mommy.
And didn't even know if she was allergic. She had never been stung before. I'm like, go inside and get some Benadryl, like right now.
Oh.
You know,
I'll be back later, guys. Thanks for having me again.
We'll see you later.
I tell you, my worst place to get stung is right on the inside of the nose.
Dude, that is so bad. I've gotten that. I've gotten it where she's curled her little behind up on the inside of my nostril. It's like getting punched in the nose. Your eyes start watering. It's terrible.
I hadn't got that one yet. I've had the forehead. I've had the cheek.
Oh, I hope you never get it, man.
Not the nose.
Yeah. The head hurts, but that on the inside of your nose right there, that's a pain you never felt before.
I'm getting to the point to where they can actually sting me for a few seconds on the arm.
Yeah.
Like, you know, before I like flick them off or whatever, because, you know, someone's like, how do you stand the stings? Well, because I don't want to drop this frame with, you know, 1,000 bees on it because I'm getting stung once and then get stung 500 more times. So you got to make sure that you put that down. I've never got it in the ear either. So hopefully that never happens.
I can't say I did either. But the nose, the eyebrow, like when they go up in your eyebrow and sting you, that hurts too.
I got it on top of the head the other day. I did get that. But the stings have been less because I haven't been in the hives as much.
I'm going to pull up a video. I know Bob's seen this one, but I don't know if anybody else has. Talking about the reflexes of when something stings you and not jumping real quick.
All right, girl.
Yeah, see the pain countdown.
Yep. Right by the fingernail,
it's not deep enough that I don't even feel anything at all.
Until I shake my
hand. But she just ain't got it in yet. That's what it is.
She's screwing it in there.
Now I feel it.
Yeah, as soon as I shook my hand, that's when the pain hit.
At the last second when I want to swipe her off my hand, the burning sensation kicked in.
DC, getting stung on the head don't hurt much for you because you're hard-headed. But yeah, so I mean, I've got to do a count for sure because my colonies are down, and I got to figure it out. So hopefully, all of this money that I've put out there for bees and equipment and everything, I mean, eventually it will get used, but it's just a little bit, lackluster for what I wanted to have happen because I sacrificed honey to make bees. And if the bees don't work out, then it's kind of like, what the hell did I do that for? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll learn it together. You guys will see my failures. You notice I didn't cut that hive falling over the other day out of that video, dumping it all the way over.
I think what I'm going to try to do, because I got a lot of extra like queens left over in small hives, I think I'm going to take my hives after I get the honey off and see, like on the big ones, see what I think I need for them to go through the winter. And anything extra I'm going to give to the small hives.
Yeah, that's
just to try to help them out.
That's kind of my plan too. But then you got to kind of how many colonies are you up to now?
I got 30 big hives.
Okay, so then you got to go through those other hives before you can do that, and you have to assess those hives to see which ones need it the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I get like when I start going through, I'm like, well, this one can use some, and this one can use some, and this one can use some. But then you start pulling them out, and it's like, making those adjustments as you go is kind of the.
Well, what I was going to try to do, I watched Ian, and he does it. He'll go through his big hives when he's doing his equalizing. Him and that girl that helps him, they just go through the hives, and he says, I forget exactly the number. Let's say he says, I want 2 full or 3 full frames of brood, and that's it. Everything else goes in a box. So he pulls at the beginning of the season everything besides what he wants because he's trying to keep his hives down early. He pulls everything else besides what he wants each hive to go through with. And then he takes all those boxes of brood and bees and goes to his weak ones and just divide them up. And as he needs a hive that he wants to add some, he just keeps on putting it.
Just grabs it out of a nuke or something and puts it over.
And when you run out of bees, then the rest of them are just
guess it's done. They'll find their way back somewhere or dump them in somewhere. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the that's kind of the thought process of making sure your hives don't peak too soon before the honey flow.
Now, what I'm talking about doing is kind of backwards, being it's going to be in the fall. I'm just going to make sure I have enough for my bees, my good colonies to survive through because we don't have a really rough winter. They steady producing all winter long.
Right.
It's small brood patterns, but as long as you leave her with enough, I think right before September, because around September is when they make the bees that are going to survive all winter.
It don't really get cold here till like mid-October. And when I say cold, not cold like you guys get up north, but that's when we start getting our first, little 50s nights and stuff like that.
Usually our coldest time, Brad, I'm sure you're pretty close to how mine is. End of January, beginning of February.
Yeah, January. Every now and then around Christmas, but.
Have you been using pollen patties now or no?
Look, that big, like a dime size. As far as my big colonies, I'm not even taking a chance. I went through some of them earlier, and they had pollen in their hives, so I'm just leaving them alone. The ones that didn't were the little bitty ones. They had done used up all their pollen they had, so I just put little dime size, quarter sizes on top of the frames, and I'm just going to check that and just keep nurturing them along till I can get out there and put some on them.
Well, see, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'll take a patty and then I'll just kind of break it in pieces, and I might get eight colonies out of one patty. Just like sectioning it up and ripping pieces off.
That's normally how I do it. I mean, I just like Brad was saying earlier. Depending on the size of the hive, I'll give them either a dime size or a 50-cent piece size.
And you could tell by their, because I pulled a few frames out of them smaller hives, and you could look at the little bit of brood they do have. It's not as white pearly as it should be. It's like
Right.
they're on their fed, because there was no pollen coming in. You can look at the front of your hives, and there's hardly no pollen coming in.
Well, see, and that's what we've been dealing with, right? So when it was hot, everything was burning out. And then it started raining where they couldn't get out. And when they could get out, all the pollen was washed away. So it's kind of been a struggle all year long. So now I'm at the point, do I just make a pollen patty and start dropping it on everything? Or, then I'm inviting hive beetles, right? If the colony's if it's declining, then you're kind of in that downward spiral. So
I think it was Jim that asked me today how often do you or when do you feed dry pollen? I've noticed that around here they don't take it unless it's wintertime. I don't know why. I mean, I could put it out right now and it'll just get
moldy, wet and moldy.
You'll have a few bees going around it, but as soon as that cold front comes, that first cold front starts coming around, they start slamming it. But I think as long as they got anything coming in, they won't hit that dry pollen too much.
Hey, oh man, I wonder is Steve, are you driving down here from home or are you flying down here to Myrtle Beach, Daisy's honey? Because if you're driving and you don't load your car up too much, we might go get you some of that $8 for 10 or $8 5-gallon pail of 2 to 2 or 2 to 1. Sorry, 2 to 2 is same as 1 to 1, just twice as much.
Yeah, everybody's talking in the comments. DC was talking about buying sugar because the price is going up and everything.
The price is going up, but I find when I buy too much sugar at one time, it gets in these big clumps.
Yeah,
it
gets, take some hot water.
It'll break up. I mean, if you crush it in your hand, but it is still kind of aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 1 25-pound bag left, and then I've got that 2 to 1. I got 1 pail of 2 to 1, and
there's some sugar,
and 2 of 1 to 1.
I've got 9 bags right there, and I got some more in the other room.
Hey, they look at me crazy when I go into Walmart and buy a bunch of sugar like that.
One lady asked me what I was doing with all that sugar. I said, cookies. I love cookies.
Tell you gonna make some moonshine too.
That's what you say. My next stop's at Tractor Supply for corn.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah, but I mean, even I noticed Walmart is cheaper than Sam's Club even on sugar.
The Sam's is a little expensive on theirs.
Yeah, and if I
don't know why.
Well, like here at Sam's by my house, the only thing they sell is the Domino brand sugar.
Yeah, it's a different brand.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the off brand.
Yeah,
now, if you go to Walmart, you can get Domino or the Surefine.
Mm-hmm. And I think Sam's, it comes in a 50-pound bag.
Yeah. Oh, they
great value.
Here they have 50 and 25, but it's still more expensive.
Yeah, I look at the price per pound, and Sam's is a lot higher than Walmart.
But for me not to drive up to Charlotte and get 10, 15, 20 5-gallon pails of 2 to 1, that I think that's is better. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all about the money now. I've been making some calls today to try. I'm probably going to have to be going back to work. Not probably. I'm going to have to go back to work. There's no way around it actually at this point. And probably be Ubering in the meanwhile.
Hey Bob, did you see Steve's comment up there? He said he's driving.
Well, hey Daisy, send me an email with the dates you're coming down, and I'll see if I can maybe make a run up there before then to pick up some. I'll try my best, but money is of the essence right now. And seeing as how we don't get super chats like everybody makes it rain on the stream team, it is what it is. We just deal with it. and and we'll just make it work. Do what we can, and hopefully I haven't dug myself in too big of a hole with the amount of bees that I've got.
I was also wanting to tell Sharon in the chat here, thank you for purchasing those 2 shirts that you got the other day from me.
$13.98 for 25 pounds. That's about what we're paying here. We've got but the Domino's pre-mixed sucrose, the 2-to-1 sucrose is basically $4 a 5-gallon pail. And let me see, I'm trying to read the chat as we go.
Yeah, that's what I was running through.
Mike at Coon Lake said he's feeling under the weather. He won't be on tonight, but give the best to the audience. Now, at this point, it's more about them not being able to get out and forage, and the weather is holding everything back. So either it's been very hot and dry, and we had that for a month, and then after that, it's been raining.
I mean, I believe about a week and a half there, just solid rain. Or we back dry now?
It was longer than that for us. It was longer than that for us. So
now Sunday we had a little storm come through, but it only lasted about 15 minutes. But rain was blowing upside down again that day.
Well, now the biggest problem I'm having with feeding too is feeding small colonies. They don't take it down as fast as big colonies do. So if there's any residual, they get hijacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how small I reduce the entrance. It seems like, if you're doing a 2-frame colony, man, a big colony can send enough bees to overwhelm that entrance easy, probably. But right now I've been open feeding, so that's keeping the bigger colonies busy. And I put a few frame feeders in some of my smaller 10 framers, and it's been able to keep it going. So.
Hey, does Earl? I was just seeing he posted. He still has a float. Does he get that sourwood?
I think he does get sourwood up there. Some sourwood.
Okay, I gotta find me somebody who has sourwood, and I want to do a swap with them. I mean, they might charge more, but I was just gonna give mine away if they wanted me to pay for it, just so I can get a little bottle to taste it, because everybody talks about it, but I've never tasted it, see what it tastes like.
I probably have some sourwood in here, but I don't know. I can't make that claim because I'm not schooled enough in that to be able to really tell.
Sourwood.
Oh, I wanted to ask Lee. We haven't had a hint of tallow for weeks now, but when I did go in yesterday in those few little hives, I went in one of my Apame hives to see if they had made a queen or not, and they were bringing in something fresh. It wasn't a lot; it was just a little bit on one side of a frame because it shook out, and I tasted it, and it was a very light sweet. You know how tallow is kind of strong sweet?
Mm-hmm.
It was very light sweet. I mean, I've never tasted that before. I have no idea where it could be coming from.
That I'm not sure. I don't think I have anything on my list right now as far
and
as
it shook out, so it hadn't been there but a couple of days.
See, I don't think I've put anything on the list for late season. Some
Unless it's some kind of
crepe myrtles.
Now we do have a lot of crepe myrtles blooming right now.
Now, how much nectar, or if they even get any, I'm not sure.
When do y'all's goldenrod start down there?
Not till September, huh?
Yeah, usually about September. I just had that pulled up too.
We only got really a month or so then.
Soybeans.
Well, like the last week of August, our goldenrod will start growing up pretty high, and then September it'll usually start blooming out.
So I've either had, I mean, DC, I've either had very explosive colonies that just boom, or colonies that are kind of like just dragging their feet. You know, been through 2 queens already, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like just been kind of brutal. So we're gonna keep it going. And that one swarm that I caught off of the cable box, I mean, it's doing all right. I've moved it to 5/5 now, and they've started moving up top a little bit.
Mhm.
So, you know, they're starting to grow. Plus, I robbed a couple frames out of there to try to make some splits early. But now I'm just trying. I don't care if I make another colony. I care that these colonies that I have make it to next year. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. And you know, we'll just have to take it and
Do you
see.
do you have any extra comb left, or you don't?
I've got some comb. Well, the comb. Here's the thing: the comb that I had, I didn't leave setting out. I put it back on my bigger colonies, so they would continue to work and store. You know, and whenever our goldenrod is supposed to start in July, but I know it hasn't because it's been rainy, which hopefully will help with the goldenrod in the fall. Is that we're getting so much rain, you know, and try to let it grow. And I don't see much pollen coming in right now, so it's kind of like if there's no pollen, they're not gonna brood. But if I throw pollen sub on there, then I got to worry about slime outs. So that's kind of the
Put your little your peppermint oil on them.
yeah. I mean, that's definitely the trick. I mean, it's been working. I can't complain about the peppermint at all. You know, I mean, I've been through more queens this year than I have any of my other years, and I don't know if that's just because of the way that the season's been, the heat, and then the rain, or if the peppermint has something to do with that. You know, if it's too strong, I don't know. Those are, you know, things I don't know about with that. So
Now, Brad, according to online, the crepe myrtles do produce a little bit of nectar, but not very much. And it says that the bees usually want to work the white flowers rather than any of the other colors. It says they will work them, but they prefer the white.
Well, like I said, it wasn't very much. I mean, but the little bit that was there, that was on cap, and it was shaking out, was very, very light and sweet. It was something I had never tasted in the 5 years that I've been doing it. I had never, matter of fact, I had never seen new honey coming in after the tallow shuts down. It's always just capped, and then they eat out what's open. But they're actually bringing something in from somewhere the last week or so.
I haven't made it in mine the last week, so I'll have to check this Sunday, see if I
has
see
it dry. It's dried out there for y'all though, right? It's not been rainy.
Yeah, it's dry.
All right, so this next week is supposed to be well, mostly cloudy, mostly sunny, partly cloudy. You know, it's kind of one of those things. So, hey, Spanky.
Hey, I tried to call you.
Yeah, no, my daughter was leaving today, and I was all with her for about the last week, other than the few times I got on with you and some other people. Mostly I was just spending time with my daughter. So, but the prototype, it actually broke. It's longer, but I got to get the thin wood to try to cut it.
Yeah, see, Hale Hive says he has something because he's from around. It's not heavy, but there's something coming in.
Well, I've noticed that a few of my bushes out here that normally have flowers on them, I'm not sure what they are. They usually don't get the flowers till the winter time, but some of them had blooms that had fallen off, and with it not being as rainy lately, they've kind of started to bloom back again. So I don't know. I have to go out and figure what that is again. But we still have some hibiscus out there and stuff like that. It's not too much going on, you know.
Hey, Jim said, what did y'all think about the recent monthly beekeeping report? Was he on it?
Huh?
Was Jim on the beekeeping report?
You know, I looked at it. I was
I seen
third.
I seen Dry Cut made it to the top for something. I forgot for
Mhm.
maybe increase of subs or something.
Definitely. I noticed a lot of people that have been on this stream were in the higher growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen Sarah made it on the list this month too. I
And
don't remember what all it was. I was half asleep when I watched it the other night, but I
And
I
did kind of
seen
scan through.
Lee made it too.
I did.
it's
Yeah, the longest you can leave a Nikon system on a frame without raising point.
it'll be all wax built up over it.
Yeah, I deserve that one. Yeah, I seen Charlie made it for growth.
Yeah, Mr. Charlie.
There is definitely a correlation between putting out content and growth. Um, I mean, I have not gained that many subs in the last 2 months, and I haven't put out that much content. Well, I can't say haven't put out that much content. I haven't put out that much video content. It's all primarily been live stream stuff.
Mhm.
So
I couldn't believe how I didn't know YouTube works like that. He showed that the California beekeeper moved way up in views from an old video 7 months ago. It just like
just
people started
randomly hit the algorithm and blew him up, right?
him up.
Well,
He was at the top because I hadn't seen one of his videos in a while, and I'm like, how did he make it way up there? And then he explained that it was one from 7 months ago.
I
yeah,
think he had
it's
what,
crazy.
like 5 million views or something like that. They was talking
It was
about overall.
a lot. I
Well,
forgot what it was.
he'll get a fat payday this month if
Now I
it's
know
monetized.
I hadn't gained much this month. I hadn't been doing a whole lot, but I know the last 28 days, I believe it was, I went up like 72 subs. This 28
Mhm.
days right now, I'm at 27.
I'm at 38. So that leaves me 58 away from 2,000. So it's a slow grind. Yeah,
YouTube YouTube is harsh. They won't give you no subs hardly if you don't do no. Because I did like a couple of videos and I got a good amount of subs. Then I stopped for like 2 weeks, didn't get one sub. Put some videos up the last 2 days and got 2 or 3 subs.
yeah. If you don't put it out, they kind of throw the brakes on you.
Yeah, they put the
Now,
hold
Bob,
on.
how many are you from 2000? You said,
58.
and what do you plan on doing at 2000?
Planning to give away one of these licensed solar wax melters that keeps going up in price and up in price.
You need a
Y'all
good
need to
thing.
go ahead and yeah, I know. Y'all need to go ahead and get me 58 subs so I can go ahead and give that thing away before it's over $200. It'll already be over $200 worth shipping, but you know, I'll just have it shipped directly from them to whoever. I plugged you on my last video, trying to get you to 2K. I know it's a slow grind, man. I'm not a new YouTuber, guys. I've been doing YouTube for years, just not on beekeeping. So I kind of, when I switched to beekeeping, I kind of was losing subs and gaining subs because I was losing subs based on the old content, right? And gaining beekeeping subs. So now it's
You've been
kind of
doing it
getting
since
there.
2012.
2012. It's a long time, man. That's 10 years. Maybe now it'll blow up. No, it won't. It'll probably drop. It'll probably say, oh, he's losing subs, so we're not going to give him any more subs if he's losing subs. That's probably what they'll do. But
YouTube has some weird algorithms
They don't hardly
sometimes.
use any.
And by the time you finally figure out YouTube's algorithm, then they change it again.
yeah, who knows? You know, it could be any kind of, I mean, it could be anything, guys. It could be, you know, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. When I do videos and people watch them, I gain a few subs, and it definitely shows in people's algorithms, right? It'll show in all y'all's algorithms, but that isn't new people watching. So, and you know the thing, you know, we're trendsetters on this channel. We do giveaways. Matter of fact, I think we were the first to do giveaways. That's all I'm saying. It just, you know, now we don't have the subs that other channels have that get to see it, you know, and big time supporters that can let us give away big items. But we gave away quite a bit of stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and,
For a lot of weeks.
For a lot of weeks, and
10 weeks.
Yep, 10 weeks, not including the stuff that we've given away.
I'll say, plus you done a plaque giveaway. I've given away some hive tools.
Mm-hmm. So we do a little bit here and there, but you know, again, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I will beat it one more time. We've been going for an hour. There's not been one super chat, not one super sticker, not one nothing. And you know, and the other channels that people get, they get pummeled with. I don't know why they make it rain over there so much. You know, who knows? We actually let y'all come on here if you want to and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, they don't even let you talk.
You can ask a question you may or may not get answered. But you know that hot honey is coming along. It's definitely a first batch. It's definitely not as hot as Spanky's is. But I didn't use the same peppers he did either. So,
hey, one thing is Spanky's honey. I mean, believe me, it's definitely hot, but it does have a good flavor to it too.
oh, I don't believe that, DC, because I see people that are in this channel dropping bombs on Stream Team. That's all I'm saying. I see it. Y'all just saving it up for tomorrow night. I understand. Or maybe paydays is Wednesday. Wednesdays is paydays. That's why.
Yeah, you're hitting on the wrong day.
We need to move to Friday evening instead of
the deposit don't clear till Wednesday morning.
Sarah bought a T-shirt. That's right.
Hey, I'm in the same club as DC here. I'm the poor keeper.
The poor keeper.
And Bob, you're the only one I know so
Earl.
OPs.
Earl's been consistent. Thank you, Earl. I appreciate you, buddy. But you know, it's just it gets to a point, and it's the same thing what we said about making videos, right? Where you start making videos and you feel like nobody's watching your videos, so it makes you not want to put up other videos. You know what I mean? But you got to kind of fight through that and keep building it up as well. So you know, it's just what it is, guys. We appreciate every one of you, even if you don't do a super chat or anything like that. We appreciate it anyway. Well, it depends, Matt. It depends on what channel you're watching on. If you're watching on my channel's monetized, which allows you. If you're watching on Lee's channel, he's not yet the monetization. So, you know, if you're watching on Lee's, definitely make sure you're subscribed because we're trying to get him to that monetization level. How many you got now, Lee?
I believe 275 right now. I'm
And
quite a ways away.
What are we doing for 300?
500. I'm doing a Guardian B jacket.
The Guardian B jacket, yeah.
How about that on-air light you got back there? That would be a good one.
Hold on.
What? Oh, he's gonna show off one of his toys there.
I don't know what light you're talking about.
But we are looking. Why? Now he's gonna call me. See, that's how you know your friends don't watch your YouTube stream when they call you in the middle of a stream. Let me see. There you go. I just had to sponsor back, but yeah, I mean it's the same thing, guys. We're just all at different levels of trying to get to the same point. Same thing with beekeeping, right? It doesn't matter if you got one hive, 1,000 hives. We're all trying to get to that point.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Kenny.
A 5-year plan.
The only way you can donate on my channel, and it's not direct YouTube, but if you look in the description, it has my merch store. You can either buy something out of the merch store. I I actually got some new hats,
Bob, we just like Lee better.
and they're actually embroidered.
They're what? Say that again. What word was that?
Embroidered.
No, embroidered.
Broader.
I'm Southern. And then got the
redneck
shirt,
finesse.
but if you look at the top of the page, it actually has a donate button up there.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Johnny
But-
got you there.
Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that, brother. But Johnny's also a subscriber. Johnny subscribes to my channel, so he pays every month.
Yeah,
And I need to get
subscriber or
better.
a member?
I don't know. I guess it's a member,
Yeah, member.
but it's the same thing. It's a subscription thing. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. I mean, James bought a sign. People are buying signs from me. All kinds. Sharon bought 2 of your shirts.
Yep.
I mean-
that. You got it on there. Thank you, Miss Sharon.
That's good.
I really like that hat you got there, Lee. That's a nice hat.
I got the teal and black. It's got a red and black one, and then I believe it's a pink and black one I have on there also.
Donate to Lee to get some speaking lessons. Dry Cut said. You notice he talks all that stuff when he ain't on live. Hey, we need to donate to Dry Cut so you can get some Wi-Fi. You know, hey, McDonald's has free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can go watch it in the parking lot.
You can watch it in the parking lot. That's it. He's probably got a game
That's what the
tonight
Turtles
too.
does.
Through drive-through, right? He's probably got all them drive-throughs. Probably got. Matter of fact, he's going to be on the stream team tomorrow night. Spanky, what are you doing, man?
Oh, I gotta try to get on that.
You're very quiet. I know you will.
Hey, Brad, you got any crawfish to send Jim?
No, them crawfish done buried in the ground right now.
Yep.
Dang.
Even if they were out there, that'd be hard as heck right now.
The only ones we can get right now, they got slant eyes.
Yeah, I got you on that one.
The
So,
thing's
and I don't
smoking
like
up
them.
over there.
They come frozen.
I live out in the sticks. Yeah, I'm borderline out in the sticks, but the city's moving to us, so
Yeah,
they're moving to
I
us.
guess I'm about 8 miles from the actual town that my address is. I have a Denham address, but it's 8 miles away, and I'm about 10 miles from Baton Rouge.
10 miles from Baton Rouge.
Red stick or stick red.
The Spanky, what you got going on with your hives?
I went to them the other day. There's a bunch of emergency queen sales. I couldn't find a queen anywhere in any of the boxes.
Oh, wrong side. The bug man said go Spartans. Go
I was
green.
Waiting.
Yeah, Charlie usually comes on later and then keeps us on here later. I think he's got his beekeeping. Doesn't he have a beekeeping
I know he's
group
got
or
a
something
meeting
tonight?
on certain Tuesdays. I know he has some meetings.
He might have one tonight. He's making his popcorn right now. So come. I've got clowns to the left and jokers to the right. I did where is it? I don't even know what I did with it. I think it's back here. I did this today for somebody. It kind of messed up. Well, no, that's yours. I don't know what I did with it now.
Sharon said she got your Beacon Bad shirt too.
You did. We appreciate everybody. And that's for sure. It's just trying to keep these shows going is not an easy task. There it is.
I'm actually going to drop some links in the comments here. There's a link for my merch store, and I'm going to drop one for Bob's also.
You know what this is from?
Lord of the Rings.
Well, Lee knew. There you go. The Prancing Pony. That's where the whole thing started, at the Prancing Pony.
I've fallen asleep to that movie the last 3 weeks.
Don't they have a new
3 nights.
series that's going to predate the Lord of the Rings?
Oh, like
Rings of Power or something like that. They're called.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's gonna-
prequel.
It's gonna explain how the rings were formed and stuff like that.
Thank you, Matt. The yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a Lord of the Rings canvas over here, and what percentage does my software say it's at? It's at 70%.
Matt F. Isn't he the one that won big last week?
You were
Yeah,
breaking
he
up
won
there.
I'm drawing a blank right now. The extractor.
I think he did win the extractor.
Yeah.
Did you get your extractor yet, Matt? The So yeah, it's been, wait. Right now, I'm kind of in that in between, right? And with the beekeeping, so I'm trying to figure out what to do. I know a lot of people are talking about putting empties on and just feeding the crap out of them and hoping they draw out some comb. I thought about doing it.
I think you still got to have the numbers for that, though.
Yeah, you still got to have good, strong numbers for it. So that's kind of one of the things right now. I've got two. Well, I've got about 4 really tall colonies right now.
Did you see what Dry Cut said?
Charlie has like twice as many subs compared to me, but I have the same amount of views. I'm assuming it's due to physical attraction. Some people just have God-given advantage on the internet. That's right. That's right. Just think how many you would have, Dry Cut, if you put on that bikini you've been talking about.
Uh-oh.
Unsub.
He could put on the bikini and do his next cutout. He'd gain 5,000 subs right there.
Wait, who are you talking about? Charlie or Dry Cut?
You could always just send Cayman like $1,000, man. He'd get you to 1,000 in like one mention.
Shoot, yeah.
Be pimping out subs.
I know everybody that's been on his channel, man, they just shoot right to the top.
Oh yeah. Well, he beats Gus's drum like every time he's on there, just about.
And that little girl, beekeeping with Natalie or something like that, she's gotten a.
Well,
she goes to a lot of
big people.
Yeah,
but she ain't going to no scrubs. They ain't going to no scrub people. I haven't seen their Dawn used to come on here all the time. Thanks, Tim.
All right, Earl, you got topped.
Cayman doesn't want to be my friend. It's funny. But that's the yeah, that's gonna come out good, man.
I'm still gonna have
if it
to
makes
check
it all
out
the way
that
through.
series just to see how good or bad it is.
What?
Lord of the Rings, the new Power of the Rings. It's saying it's not any good.
Really?
I'm still gonna have to check it out though, just to see. I've read pretty much every book he's got.
I'm waiting for. Well, there's one that just came out that I want to watch. I think it's called Coliseum.
I haven't seen that.
It's not a movie though. It's a series on, I think, History or Discovery Plus or something like that.
About the Romans?
About the Romans, yeah.
I think it's on History.
On the History Channel? I have to check it out.
That'll
definitely be.
I think that's where I seen it advertised.
You know, I saw somebody that was selling an 18-frame date ant extractor that's been used for 2 years. They still wanted $1,800 for it.
The only thing I can say about the data and extractors, though, they are solid. I mean, they heavy. I don't think I'll ever have to worry about it breaking or just going completely bad.
No, but do you think that $1,800 is good for a 2-year-old extractor?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, not that much. But if I ain't mistaken, I want to say it was 1,900 and something whenever I bought my 20-frame data ant.
2 years ago.
Yeah, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
So they're saying they only depreciated $100, $150 since
Well, I
they got
think
it.
they want right at 2,600 for that extractor now. I know prices have gone up, but that's not what that one paid for it at the time.
Yeah. Jim asked me a question. I want to tell him, no, Jim, My mother-in-law picked our last tomatoes. The plants are just all getting burned up with the heat.
That's everything here when it's not raining.
Only thing I got growing right now is sweet potatoes.
I didn't grow anything because my chickens would probably rip it right out of the ground.
I didn't even do a garden this year. I did last year.
It would be dead anyhow. Like that
Well, the only
cacti.
thing I grew the year before, I had a whole bunch of okra and actually done pretty good because of the heat here. And then I had a lot of banana peppers.
All right, so Craig says there's a black elf with short hair, dwarf queen with no beard, and Gladriel as a warrior princess. Characters are all changed to woke. Did they? Well, they might have. They didn't have. Did they have any gay? Any gay queens or any gay characters? That's when it's full on woke. But yeah, this is going to come out good. I don't know why it says it's got a lot left to do, but it don't. Saying, well, I guess 27%.
I like that, Sarah.
Go woke, get broke. Yep. That's true. This is true. The yeah, you're right. I thought that Charlie would probably pop in, but I haven't seen.
He's late. He always comes late.
He does. Very late, like 10 something, or because usually we try to end like 10:30. Looks like Mike painted a bunch of supers. It's funny how some people are still getting flow, and like now we're done, right? Where everybody in the beginning of the year was like, man, we wish we were you guys because it's so hot and warm and all the bees are blowing up, and now they're all still getting honey, and we're like, man,
Location.
that's it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's he'll be in later. He probably will be. Charlie will probably come by. No telling though. Sometimes he does, sometimes he don't. Maybe. Let me see. Charlie.
DC said he's still in the middle of the blackberry flow.
Our blackberry's been done.
Hey Lee, you said you bought your Hive Life ticket?
Actually, Ricky Rourke is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's taking care of mine since I'm going to be in his booth for next year with him.
Well, that's a good deal. I just got mine last week, so I'm going to be heading out there. It'll be my first time.
That'd be my first time.
I have not bought mine yet because I'm supposed to be in Blythewood Bees booth, but if it's like this South Carolina Beekeeping Association thing and I can't get them to communicate, then it's going to be difficult. But I did see a post on their Facebook page that they were on vacation this week. So
I think we found out where Charlie's at.
Where's that?
Or least Dry Cut found out where he's at.
Where
he's doing probably a fan signing.
Well, he's got Hollywood up there.
There's Raisin Hills.
Yeah, Mr. Paul here. How you doing, Mr. Paul?
We're good.
He's doing a fan signing.
Let me shut them.
Kenny's asking what method we use to remove supers. I use the Honey Bandit. It doesn't smell bad at all. I mean, I don't even really smell it, and I just spray it on my my top of my lids, and the ones I pulled the other day,
So you're not even using a fume board, really? You're just putting it on your lid.
I don't use a fume board, and I just spray it on the top lid, and I just kind of like when I lay it, I just turn it to the side a little bit to leave like an air gap, and I'll put out 2 supers in like 5 minutes, and it's not strong where it run all completely high, and I find it don't. The good thing about it is it don't stay on the lid for very long because, like, once I put my lids back on, the bees are just within 15 minutes they'll just start easing back into the hive. The ones that did come out.
I've been using Honeybee Gone on mine.
I used a honey bandit last year. It worked pretty good, but this year I went to the honey robber. Now it does have a little bit of a smell. Smell like somebody been drinking all night and couldn't hold it in.
Yeah, that's a bad smell.
Yeah. It definitely run the bees out quick though. I mean, usually about 2 minutes and it's cleared the super.
That honey bandit, I want to say it just smells kind of sweet, like almost like a banana or something like
To
that.
me, it had like a cherry smell or something maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of fruity, whatever it is, but
Yeah.
it's not a bad smell at all.
No, I mean, I didn't have a problem with it last year. It worked. I was just wanting to try something different and see what might work better or work worse, and then go back to it. But so far, I like the honey band or a honey robber this year. Now I got a lot bigger bottle too, though.
I started using that 2 years ago. I was brushing, and let me tell you what, that can cause you a stir if you're not in the right mood. Yeah, you start brushing those bees off the string.
Yeah,
Sometimes it works fine, that they come and they just go right back into the hive, the bottom of the hive. But sometimes they want somebody's number. so
I hadn't
so
done any brushing yet on any of mine. I just like I said last year I used the honey robber. This year was the honey bandit, and they both seemed to work pretty good. But I hadn't had to do any brushing.
the only time I've used that brush is like when I go to graft, I brush the bees off the frame or something like that. But I've been lucky with that honey bandit. I just take the leaf blower. If there's any left, like in the second super, just blow them right out.
I had a little bottle of honey bandit in here. I just don't know where I put it right now.
I use this Fisher Be Quick stuff, but it smells like cherry. Smells real nice, but it didn't seem to work very well this year.
And see what Lee just showed. That's what I have. That bottle, that same exact
honey
bottle right
bandit.
there.
I had to resort to the Craftsman blower.
Now was that a bottle that you had from last year?
Yeah, I've actually had it for a couple of years.
Okay, I was wondering maybe if it just weakened over time or bad bottle.
I don't know is there a way to reverse this camera? I don't know. I was going to say Bob was talking about not having enough bees and stuff in your hive right now, but I was sitting outside. So I'm just gonna...
Most of your cameras, I have a button at the bottom that shows like a little circle with arrows rotating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a few bees in there.
I think, is that a box full of bees or what?
That is.
Weird.
Is that double deep or what is it? Yeah. Oh shit. Sorry, excuse my French. It's,
Three deep, 4 deep. Still waiting to take these 2 boxes off here.
I've got a few like that. It's just some of my weaker ones don't seem like they want to grow.
That's the weakest one.
Yeah, I've got some like that.
And then this one here was my strong one. Still has a Lee, you were talking about honey. This is one I'm testing out. That purple box on top was texting out 17.3 or whatever, so it's still on there. But there's plenty of bees still in there taking care of it.
And if they bring anything from crepe myrtles or any other love flow, they may use it to help cap that off too.
Yeah, it's hot.
Those lids you got on that hive, what kind of lids are those?
That's how hot it is right now. My new little split right now. They're all still sitting on the outside.
Those are what that hive that you got, or the cover you got right there.
These I got from I got these from Hilco. I got them from John at Hilco. They're like the not the bee source. They're about half the price of the other plastic ones that you see.
But they got that's like the ones that Frederick Dunn has that have the blue feeder that screws onto the top of them.
That is the name brand one. These are like the rip-off brand of the same thing. But they sit up a little high. They've got these little ridges that kind of help sit it off, and you can see I'm using screen top covers anyway.
Right. It looked
Down here in
good.
Louisiana, you got screen. Sorry about that. That wasn't a tornado.
I
You
seen,
got screen bottom boards and screen top boards.
See, everything I run here, I have solid bottom boards.
Me too.
My buddy over in Albany, he's running a mixture of both, some screen and some solid.
Well, this one right here, let me just tell you real quick. I don't know if I pull that board around, they're probably going to fly on me, but that's my new one that I built. That's actually an underfloor entrance. So they come in the front, and they come in the front here, but then the entrance is about back here to come up into the hive.
Now, does that help with beetles at all?
That's what that's my test. That's my test. We're fixing to find out.
Be really curious to see, because I notice Black Mountain Honey does that a lot. A lot of under colony.
What they say is beetles can't hover and land. They have to land on the bottom board and then crawl in. Well, if I don't give them a place to crawl in, maybe that'll help. We'll see.
Yeah, I've heard that. But I've seen them land on the side of a box.
Yeah, and walk around.
Yeah.
I guess that's where you need to spray the peppermint oil then, huh?
I was about to say, if you got peppermints down there, it should keep them before they even go in.
Let's see. Trying to track like a bunch of stuff. I bought some crypto this morning, or actually the other day, and it's up pretty good this week, like 30%. So I do multiple things at one time on the live stream.
You got more money to put into crypto than I got then.
Well, it's been in there for a while. I don't usually. I haven't bought any new. Like I haven't put any more money into it. This is just money that I never took out before.
I was going to say, you're talking about having to spend $1.80 a pound for sugar, but you're putting money in crypto. That don't make sense, there, Bob.
Well, consider
you got to make money on crypto to buy that sugar.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Well, the last crypto position I had, it went from $4,000 to $8,000. So that floated me till now. So now we're just winging it. Winging it right now. So
some of the crypto is starting to ease its way back up.
Yep.
That's the latest iteration of a bucket holder. That's what I was telling you about. It's got those risers to change the bucket angle.
Right.
So that way you don't have to use two different ones or lift that bucket up. You can just change the position on that riser.
And take the dowel out and lock it into place.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I went to Home Depot last night on the way home from work trying to find a bucket proper that fits on the side of a 5-gallon bucket. And they looked at me like, I was a Martian or something. They couldn't find it. They didn't know what I was talking about.
A pale
perch. Yeah.
A pale perch. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right here. But this is one to go on top of my bottling tank.
It took like 6 months for me to get one from Better Be. The one that I was wanting from them was out of stock.
Well, I like the one you got, Lee, but it's like $30 for a stainless steel one or something, isn't it?
39 or 35. Let's see.
Give him a second; he'll figure it out for you.
I can hold the bucket for $40. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you can almost buy a 3D printer and print them up and sell them and pay for your 3D printer.
I'm not trying to compete with Brian at Castle Hives,
Yeah, but he don't do bucket purchase yet.
He's got his frame rest in the mail that I ordered, and they're pretty sturdy.
It's a $37.95 there.
Yeah,
for that holder.
That's a little steep for 4 welding rods glued together, right?
Yeah,
that's the same one I got, but I got it somewhere else, and it's much cheaper.
It's a little thicker than welding rod. Let's see.
and shipping, right? So it's probably $50. What's oh, he's got his caliper.
So, Brad, you like that shower door on top of my wax melter, did you?
Yeah, I've seen that. Hey, if it works, it works.
I'm a trash picker when it comes to heart, man. Anything for free.
Yeah, but Paul, that's a 5/16 stainless.
Okay. Well, I'll probably break down and buy one.
They're out of stock again right now, just to let you know.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've got like 6 buckets, 7 buckets sitting on my island right now. My wife wants me to move.
If I was a welder, I would just make a bunch and sell them to Better Be.
Why sell on to Better Be? Just sell them to the other people in the chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Then
That
you
is true.
have a better
Hey.
profit than selling wholesale.
I feel like Bob, beekeeping at night. Watch.
That's me.
We don't,
It's the only time it's cool enough.
we don't get them videos no more.
Well, that's because nobody watches them. And that's
cool.
few of y'all watch them after the streams when I go out
I
there.
was even watching you late at night go kill the rats.
Hey, we terminated them. Terminated a lot of them.
Well, that's what I've got to take care of. My wife wants me to get rid of that off the counter. So
Yeah,
I'll be doing some bottling this weekend.
That's a lot of honey.
I might have to get up with you and buy a bottle from you.
Well, I started 2 weeks ago. I saw your chat with somebody, Lee, saying that you were going to be down at the Port Vincent farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
And my granddaughters were born that weekend. Otherwise, I'd have been there. I was going to already plan on bringing you a bottle of honey down to the farmers market.
All right. I'll be there this weekend. Yeah.
Well, my brother's coming into town this weekend, so I probably won't make it this weekend either. But
all right. I believe that's you were talking to. You must be born again.
it was whoever was on the other night on something. You two were chatting in the background, yeah.
I was on Cayman's Live.
There you go. They got
Keith from Gonzales.
bucket perch on Amazon for $9.99.
But look at the thickness of that. What bucket it's going to hold? It only fits on a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, it's for a 5-gallon bucket.
So you pour in one bucket into another bucket.
Yep.
It wouldn't fit on your extractor or your bottling tank or anything.
But it would allow you to have a bucket to the side, right, with the strainer on it. Well, maybe not. Maybe not with the strainer.
Yeah, in fact, Mr. Paul, that guy that we was talking to in there, he was talking about his mentor. Anyway, his mentor come down there to the farmers market. Me and him ended up swapping honey.
Oh, did you? His mentor sold honey there too, right?
He went one weekend whenever I wasn't there.
Okay.
Usually the lady that runs the place, she'll ask me during the week if I'm going to be there that weekend, because 90% of the time I am, but every now and then I'm out of town or got to work, and whenever I'm not there, the other guy come in.
Well, I got 400 pounds now, and you saw those other 3 boxes I still got to pull, and you said you still have to pull, and Brad, you said you still have to pull too, right?
Mm-hmm. I pulled a few, but not about a third.
Well, I was thinking we were going to have to get together a bunch of people and come over like Bruce gets, the whole neighborhood to get together. We got to come over to your place and help you out, huh?
I wonder. Oh, he froze up on us. So Brad lives close to Shreveport, right?
I'm in central Louisiana, in a Falls Parish. It's
closer than Natchez, right?
Yeah, it's right next to the Mississippi River. We border the Mississippi River.
Wonder how many hours that is for me.
I think you're about 2.5 hours from me, Brad?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Distance
off LA1, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell that? What parish?
Bartles.
Bartles?
A-Boyles. I don't know if you caught that, Brad. You were kind of breaking up a little bit.
Then we're gonna have to get Brad some more Wi-Fi.
Well, he is in Avoyles Parish.
Yeah.
Damn, you're 12 hours and 12 and a half hours from me, 794 miles.
Yeah, Bugman, flooding issues in 2016. If I was sitting in this seat, I would have had water to my chest where I'm sitting at right now. And I live in a double wide. This end of the trailer is right at 5 foot off the ground, and I would have still had water to my chest inside.
Dang.
Yeah, we flooded out bad here in 16. In fact, I had the Coast Guard helicopter on my roof. My youngest one and my old lady went up by cable to the helicopter.
That's some serious stuff right there.
Yep. But
Which hurricane was that?
What's that?
Which hurricane was that?
No, it wasn't a hurricane. It was just all that rain we had in 2016.
Oh, yeah, that big flood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sideline beekeeper Craig Branch uploaded a video 54 minutes ago, and High Five Bees uploaded 4 minutes ago. So bunches of beekeeping videos coming out today.
Yeah, DC, my computer I had at the time, I had a full-size 42U Dell server rack built into the wall. And just luckily, all my servers were more to the top, so none of them got wet. I had 11 servers in there.
But you didn't have any problems with them getting moisture in there, or were you just able to get them out?
They stayed in there throughout the whole flood, and I've used them since then, no problems.
That's lucky.
Yeah. I had some money tied up in that.
You still got them, or no?
Yeah, I still got them. They in storage next door. I don't use them anymore. I was using them to back up all of our other computers every night. They would automatically back up, and then the kids, we were running Minecraft servers. So everybody they went to school with logged into our server to play Minecraft.
You set up a Minecraft server?
Yeah. Yeah, with my internet connection that we have. Okay, we got two of his here. Let me pull the other one in. All right, there you go. Yeah, with the other one that I had, I could handle right at 1,200 people at one time with no lag.
How many?
About 1,200.
Wow. Yes, Swamp Hill. Hey, appreciate you stopping in. Sorry about your truck's AC. I know how that goes. Something goes wrong.
Bad time of the year for the AC problems.
That's when it happens. It ain't going to happen in wintertime. At least you won't know about it till it gets hot out.
I need to call and check on, oh, heck, I just drew a blank. Our buddy in Texas.
Are you talking about Rich?
Rich.
Time is Honey?
Yeah.
I see him posting up a bunch of stuff on his other channel.
Last time I talked to him, he was having a little trouble with AC and a water heater.
Yeah, he was committed to waiting to catch a swarm, so I don't think he's going to end up being a beekeeper this year. If he does, I know he's got a cutout to go do, but he's been having to do that for a while, and he hadn't made it down there to do it yet. So,
how about the other guy that was raising money to become a beekeeper? Did he ever get his beekeeping going?
Who?
The guy who was raising money to become a beekeeper.
Well, he's winning a lot of free shit. That's all I can say. And
he just needs the bees.
Yeah. Well, no, he needs $500,000 for the land and the house and the bees. That's what his GoFundMe's for, $450,000. So it might be a minute.
Well, Bob, you just got some donations tonight. You want to just send them over to him?
Sure, why not? I'll just send it right over to him. Yeah, that's what Drika said. He just needs $500,000.
Hey, Bob, what do you do to prepare for hurricanes over there for your hives?
Cross my fingers. I haven't had a hurricane come through since I've had bees. So I imagine if we get one, I'll be doing some strapping.
What was that we had come through here last year, Mr. Paul? Ida? I think that was Hurricane Ida we had come through last year. Anyway, the only thing I did, I put cinder blocks on top of my hives.
It didn't hurt us that much, that's for sure.
Mm-mm. It wasn't near as bad as they predicted.
Yeah, they were saying it was going to be a bad year this year, and we haven't had it yet. So we've had a lot of rain, though. Lots of rain.
August, September seems to be our months around here for the bad ones.
Yeah, usually the last week of August or first week of September.
Yeah, this is probably going to finish up. It's usually would have stopped by now if it was going to.
Yeah, don't say that too loud or it's going to stop on you.
Yeah, it's true. It's at 84%. What? Why is my wife's retarded? She's calling me. She knows I'm live, but she's calling me. Let me get up and see what she wants.
Did you have to do any preparing for the hurricane stuff, Mr. Paul?
No, take down my patio umbrella and, like you say, put a little heavier block on top of the hives, and I don't strap them or anything.
Yeah, Brad, you ought to be a little bit decent up there where you at, huh?
Yeah, we still catch it though. I usually just, because most of my hives sit on cinder blocks, so I just run a strap through the bottom of the cinder block around the hive and just strap them down.
And where was Spanky from? I'm sorry.
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Which part?
Over on the what is it? The western side.
Okay. Asheville area?
Not up in Asheville, more towards Hickory.
Okay. My son's in Charlotte, so.
My son's in Charlotte. My son's up there too. He comes down here once in a while.
Well, you're not too far. I mean, when I go to see him now, I try to avoid Atlanta and take 20 across and hit Columbia right next to you, Bob, and then take 77 up because 85's always got somebody working on it. So.
Oh yeah, so you're really. I mean, if you hit 77, that's my main road. 77 is one I get on all the time.
Yeah, Swamp Hill. As far as right now, we're pretty much done with our flow. Now we should get some goldenrod this fall. I think we're going to have a decent year. Last year, the goldenrod was pretty much non-existent for me.
I'm just trying to make it to that point.
I'm seeing a lot of things around here.
Hey there, Rick. How you doing? Now we was talking about a hurricane from last year.
Well, not yet.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully, my BR's kind of like the WWE right now. So they just cage match until it's like the Survivor Series. They're just trying to make it to next week. So,
hey, Ricky, I need to get up with you here pretty soon, give you a phone call or an email, check with you on the Hive Life stuff.
And I'm gonna nail down Blythe with bees because if that ain't gonna happen, I need to buy some tickets. And hopefully my payoff comes from crypto company I was working for years ago.
I got my ticket, and I may be shacking up with Lee because he's already got a hotel room, and from what I understand, they're going pretty fast. So.
I had mine reserved back in March.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. The first year it happened, he went ahead and booked for this year.
They were laying the foundation for the hotel, and Lee said, "I want the first one."
You got to prepare early.
The guy answered the phone. He says, "I'm just doing the rebar right now."
Well, I stayed at the Clarion or something like that last year, and it was a little expensive.
Is that the one that's right next to it?
No. I wasn't going to pay that expensive.
Yeah, that's the one I'm staying at.
But they gave you a discount, though, for booking early. They probably still.
Since I booked so early, it was like a 20% discount that I got.
So 20% off of $200?
Roundabout.
That's a $40 savings. That's still a lot of money, though.
Trying to see if I can find something here. Made me think.
Let's see.
I was up closer to the interstate was where I was staying, so I'll probably stay in. It's a little drive down there. It's 5-10 minutes or whatever to get into there, but the hotels are cheaper there.
Let's see.
I just hope it don't snow like it did last year.
Yeah, I heard they had quite a snowstorm last year.
Actually, last year I got there. The only place Denise and I was, my wife and I were pulling in, and every place was closed. I think they had closed down the day before or something because they knew the ice storm was coming. The only place to open to eat was Waffle House at 8:30 on that night. So we're pulling into Waffle House and eating, and then who comes but John Hill from Hillco and his other guy with one of their trucks, and they're pulling into Waffle House to eat too.
Yeah, I was looking in the chat. We got Ricky in here from Horizontal Bees. Give y'all a show here. Some of y'all probably already seen it, but this is one of his hives.
Probably everyone's already seen it.
I like that hive right there.
I do too.
How many bees you got in it now?
I think I've got only 3 in it right now.
Oh, you got the queen breeder version, huh?
Yeah.
You got 3 bees?
Well, 3 of the nukes full in it.
That is
How many frames? How many frames per nuke in there?
6. No, 5. 5.
Oh, 5. It looks. This is exact same one?
Yeah, this is the one that's in my backyard here.
Oh, okay. For those
Yeah,
boards with the little square
egg.
tops, that's to put a feeder?
Yeah, they rotate around and you can put a pint jar in it.
And the jar fits underneath the lid once closed?
Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he actually brought that to me all the way from North Carolina.
Well, I should have brought 2. I'm right next door to you. Is that what y'all are giving away as your next giveaway?
I wish.
How is it to pull those dividers out of there after they done propolize and stuff like that?
It ain't really hard at all. I mean, you're going to take your hive tool and just kind of pry it to the side a little bit, and then they'll slide right up. I ain't had no problem at all with them. But if any of y'all are interested in his hives, drop a link in the comments here. Y'all go check him out.
He's going to be bringing a bunch to the Hive Life that are already sold, or he's going to be selling some?
That is one of the things I need to get up with him.
I think he'd rather be pre-sell, pre-buy, and then deliver it to you there.
Most likely.
Okay.
Hey, Ricky, on those, he's still in the comment here. Are you bringing those that are pre-orders, or are you bringing some just for sale also? I know his order, he was backed up for like weeks and a month and a half at one time. He was backed up on orders.
He said we sold many already. He may be bringing a whole trailer for already sold merchandise.
So,
believe me, they're very nice and they are well built.
Speaking of which, I wonder how many people ordered the Larabi's vaporizer after Rob was on the show last week. Be curious to see if anybody went and ordered one.
Well, I would have ordered one, but I had ordered one at the end of last year because I was tired of using that wand.
Right.
And then they fixed the nut on the bottom, so I missed out on that. And then they added one with a battery, so I missed out on that. I should have just waited. I still haven't used the one I got.
That's how everything I buy works like that, man. So you think I always look for bargains, right? So I find a bargain. So when something goes on sale, something should tell me that, why is this on sale now? Oh, maybe they got something better coming, right? But I never think of it that way. I'm like, oh, this is on sale. Let me buy it. So I buy this laser, and like 2 weeks after, they come out with a better one than the one I got, and for about the same price. So I should have just waited.
That's the problem I had. When I seen that upgrade coming for the one with the cord, I said, dang it, I bought it a little too soon. Then this battery one comes out, and I'm like, gee whiz.
That thing's supposed to be pretty awesome.
I got the one like you do, Brad, and I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that Queen Meat Nuke was right around 8.
Wait, say that again, Lee?
The Queen Mate Nuke, I believe it was like 750 or 800.
Oh, okay.
But that was a year ago now. So
just a couple months, March.
All right, so it was 4 months ago. So depending on what wood and everything's changed.
I mean, everything's going to fluctuate a little bit.
They said if you pick it up at the Hive Life, you're going to save your shipping just about putting it in your truck and bringing it home.
You'll pay for the shipping and the gas difference coming back home. Probably with that weight. That weight in there.
I can tell you last year I came home with an extractor, 16 boxes, 3 boxes of empty bottles.
Did you buy the Hilco extractor, or what extractor did you buy?
I bought the Hilco 800E.
Is that how many frames does that one hold?
It holds 8. At the same time, they've had an 8, and then they had a 16, but mine holds 8 deeps radially, and then the other one held 8 deeps and 8 mediums. But I run all deep, so I didn't need the other space, so I bought the little bit cheaper one.
I would like to run the deep.
Put mediums at all in yours?
I'm sorry, Brad. Say that again.
You can't put mediums at all in yours?
Nah, I think it's still in there.
I would like to run the deeps as far as having all my equipment match with the brood boxes, but my back won't allow me to handle deeps full of soup.
Yeah, that's my problem. Oh, okay. But you can still put mediums in there.
You can put medium. You can put anything you want in it, but they'll fit it deep. But
yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, that's a perfectly good extracting like that. I like in cages.
I just cleaned it up. It's still sitting out here. I still got a little extracting to do off those other boxes, so I haven't put it all the way yet.
Yeah, Lee. I think this year when I finish pulling my honey, or even if I don't pull all the mediums, I'm gonna turn those I'm not mediums, those deeps into brood boxes because I can't handle those deeps no more.
They are hit. Mine was, I think I showed it on one of the videos. I think one of them, frames, box, and honey, was 93 pounds.
Yeah. And when you got some that are
stacked 5 high, yes.
Yeah, you trying to reach up here above your head, it don't work out too good.
I was on a step ladder and then having to twist. Not a good combination, really.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Plus, I'm 60 years old, so I ain't getting any younger, you know?
Yeah, I'm 52. And to tell you the truth, the ones I really like are my 8-frame mediums. I mean, you don't break a sweat pulling them off. I mean, it's just like the perfect high for me, like a hobby beekeeper, or even a sideliner. Those 8 frames, you don't hurt yourself.
I'll tell you what I did like doing this year was spacing them out in 9-frame spacing and cutting that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost 2 inches across by the time I was, pull some of those frames out of there. Mm-hmm. And that was nice.
Yeah, you get a lot of wax too.
I didn't realize Brad and I were the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Steve said we all babies. So I guess I'm about the youngest one in here. I'm only 43.
Damn, I wouldn't have guessed that.
What you guessing? About 53.
So that new cheap wax melter
does good. Looks like a bread. Use a bread pan.
Just a little cheap dollar store bread pan.
Yeah.
This was the last one. The one I did the video on was this one. Look how nice and that white cap and wax is.
That was clear.
That looks good.
That's the kind they make the lip balm out of and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean that, like I said, less than $20 on putting that thing together. It works well. Although I said that's when I plugged you, Bob. I said I'm still waiting to win the one off Bob's channel. Trying to get people to subscribe, so we give that thing away.
Yeah, I've actually got some wax out there that's been in the melter. I need to clean it up and everything whenever it decides it's going to dry out here, and I can do some work outside.
I say we give it away now while it's still hot, and we just do the congratulations later when it hits 2,000.
Right. While the sun can still do you some good, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we can't melt that wax too good in the winter, Bob.
Well, it's not my issue. Y'all had 5 months already. I think we've been talking about this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how long we've been talking about it, but I was thinking I would have hit it before now, but this last 2 months is drug by on the growth of the channel. But part of that's me because I haven't been putting out that much content lately. So, other than these lovely live streams, just got to get back at it. But the rain has not helped. Tim said he started at age 62.
Keeps you young.
I don't know about that. I feel old every day when I go outside. Let's see.
I'm trying to run back through all the comments.
It's like everything gets heavier and heavier all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got my back's messed up anyway, so I can't handle all the extra weight. That's why I'm trying to get rid of some of this.
Well, I was looking at a hive lifter. There's a guy in Canada's got a little hive lifter. That Michael Berry's got one. He showed one on his, but
Those
I don't
things
like
are expensive.
Double wheel model or whatever. But there's another one up there. I looked at it. They had a motorized one that actually had motorized wheels and a motorized thing, but it was 4,000 pounds for whatever a pound is going for right now. And I'm going, it's a little too expensive.
Well, I hope everybody's already subbed to Dry Cut. Look at there he is. Told you he comes on late. Well, I hope everybody's already subbed to Dry Cut. Look at there he is.
All right.
Told you he comes on late. Got the loop. Hold on.
Somebody got a loop. I think that was
Charlie.
Was that Sawmill Charlie or Chainsaw Charlie?
Hold on.
Somebody got a loop. I think that was Chainsaw.
Charlie's got the loop.
Oh, Sawmill.
Charlie, what you know good, brother?
Oh, not much. Not much.
You getting any beekeeping done?
Well, I extracted some honey last week. I found some more supers that were mostly capped, but it was like 18%, which is not good. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like the bees are capping right now. So I'm going to set up a drying. I won't say a dry. I'm not drying my honey. I think I'm going to pull it in and put it underneath of a table with tarps and a dehumidification unit and dry it down. Get it down to 16 and a half, 17.
Look at that.
Hey guys.
Thought you weren't feeling well.
I'm not, but I came in and turned something on. I heard you guys talking about hive. Oh, how's that going?
It's actually pretty spicy right now. Not spanky spicy, but it's pretty spicy.
Yeah, it's going to get a little bit stronger on there. Get it to where you want, and then pull those peppers out. I actually just destroyed a batch of the ghost pepper honey by running it too long.
Now what size are you bottling yours up in?
3 ounce, 8 ounce, and 16 ounce. And I was actually very surprised at the number of people that requested the 3 ounce jars.
Now, how much are you selling the 3, and what's your price points on it?
Okay, so I think the 1 pound is $18. Half pound, I think, is $14. And then the 3 ounce, I don't have my price sheet in front of me. I just sold it at the local store right now. And I think the small jar is actually $7.50.
That's a pretty big increase.
Yeah, it's wonderful, but yeah, hey everybody there, Grammy, Jimmy, all that folk. But I heard you guys talking about hive lifters there. Brad, what the heck are you smiling about?
I was talking to my daughter. She was telling me something.
Sorry, just giving you crap. Anyways, so I got together with a mechanical engineer from Boeing, and then my contractor, Woodmill fellow Vince, and we figured out how to put basically a hive lifter on the front of an ATV and just ramp it right on, use the winch to lift the boxes up and down. And those two guys are getting together to iron out the details, but basically any kind of ATV, you'd be able to just drive the thing right up to the supers and clamp it on and just lift it right up with a winch. It's just, I don't like all these doggone lifting dolly cart things because they don't have wheels on them, and I don't know. But just for giggles, we did this just as an intellectual exercise. And you should be able to basically lift up one solid box hive. I mean, so 500 pounds without any problem. That's not really what it was designed for. Just mainly to like lift up honey supers or double deeps and move them around. But I thought you guys get a kick out of it because it's just so. The hardest thing we ran into was the vertical stays and how to put the travelers on so it would stay on and not bounce and whatnot. But there was one other thing I wanted to bring up here. I bought my friend Troy, who does the grafting for me. He got one of the. Let's see if I can hold it up here. I don't know if it's going to work. I got one of these. Who is this that makes this? Pierce, the Pierce grafting tool. And this is one heavy piece of equipment here. The little metal tongue. Yeah, it's not going to show on there. But so $45 for the tool, $15 for shipping. And I've heard a couple people say it's their preferred grafting tool. I'll let you know what Troy's got to say about it. But that's the only excitement here. And a deep appreciation for all you folk. I went up to our local store, little downtown fishing village here, and there was nobody out walking around on Sunday night. It was like 98 degrees here. And I see more people actually out walking when it's like 30 below. And you look at my woodware videos, I'm working outside. Well, Charlie knows this, working outside, moving logs and whatnot at, 20, 30 below. Not an issue. I don't handle the heat, and you guys are getting the rain and the heat, so God bless you. You're made of better stuff than this Norwegian, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it definitely is no fun, the heat. And then it's just been raining here for weeks. We'll get, even when it doesn't rain, it rains sometime during the day. And it's just, because everything's starting to try to evaporate, it's just muggy.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's something else. We could really use some rain here. So.
You can have all this that we've been getting because it's like pollen is non-existent, nectar non-existent.
I'd like to get a little bit of rain here, but not too much.
Yeah, a couple days of rain and would be nice, and then go away again. But it's been raining steady.
Yeah. Wow. 100 degrees now in Dallas.
Dallas is going to have some records next week. Dallas and they said Shreveport.
So what's a record for them?
Going to be around 110.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
And that's not heat index, that's temperature.
I think we're supposed to have like 110 heat index potential tomorrow here.
Really? Now, Hale, where are you again?
Right across the river from Lee, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's right. I apologize.
That's fine.
Yeah, we hit 109 with the heat index today.
And I think, Charlie, you're what, in the mid-90s?
About 90, I think, today. That actually the humidity was a little less today. It was a little bit more humid for Sunday. And then we're supposed to have clear weather the rest of the week. It rained yesterday. Now, Lee, your high humidity, how do you get is all your hives being capped and stuff as far as honey supers go?
Well, that was my trouble last weekend. I pulled a couple boxes, and one of them, when it came out, it was, I'd say 90-95% capped. I extracted it, pulled a sample, and I was still showing 19.5% moisture.
Really?
Yeah, that's the highest I've ever had with it being capped like that. I've had some that was capped less than that. I say 80-85%. It was still pulling 16.5, 17. But this time it was majority capped, and I was pulling 19.5.
So what are you going to do about that?
I'm waiting on some 5-gallon carboys to come in, and I'm going to make some mead out of it.
Well, you could do that. I talked to a friend of mine today, and actually he said 18%. He said it works really good for honey spread, for creamed honey. Because it's when it sets up, it's not hard, it's soft.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. You can put it in enclosed area and put a dehumidifier on it. Leave the bucket top open, kind of stir it, and it'll come down.
Yeah, get the surface area, kind of move it around a little bit.
Well, you'll bring the moisture up to the top, they tell me, but then you got to stir it to keep bringing it up from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Now, do any of you guys stack and dehydrate your boxes before you extract?
I haven't had to yet, but
I'm going to try that this week.
I may.
Okay, a little tip there, Charlie. I have to get a hold of a fluids engineer friend of mine to figure out why this is, but rather than just evenly stacking the boxes all the way up,
I don't do it that way.
What's that?
I say I don't really do it that way. The way I do it is I'll take an 8-foot folding table down in my basement. I'll drape over plastic over the whole thing down to the floor. So I have an enclosed area. I'll put my boxes up on their edges so the frames are kind of sticking straight up like that. I'll put a fan at one end and put it at medium speed or slow, dehumidification unit at the other end, and just blow that air through those boxes. I did it about 4 years ago. And I couldn't get them to cap, and it was like you say, like Lee, a lot of high moisture, not quite that high, but so it should suck it down.
In case any of you want to do that, I'll stack them up in my laundry room, and you want to have them at least 4 inches off the floor so you get a good airflow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you cross stack them, alternate. For some reason, the airflow it dries out fast that way, and I seal them off in my laundry room and put a dehumidifier and then a box fan on top of it all. That's just what I do. The best I've ever been able to reduce it down to is 16% doing it that way.
Well, that's about as low as you want to go, because if you get any lower than that, it's not going to come out of the cone. You can have it too dry.
Yeah.
Lower than what?
Below,
16.
What,
Below 16, you said?
You can get it too dry and it won't come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never had any problem with it coming out at 16%, but we take them right out of the laundry room into my shop, and we keep the shop at 90 degrees. And
how long did it take you to pull that out, Mike?
With a new license?
No, I'm talking about the dehumidification.
Oh, I leave them in there. I go in there and take samples every now and then. I leave them in there for about a week.
Okay.
So
I did that this year when I pulled them. I was somewhere between 17, a little over 17, and like you said, I laid the boxes.
You did that too, Hale.
I did a box fan on top of them, but it was just inside my house. I didn't have a dehumidifier. I figured the air conditioner was on and taking it down a little bit, so it may be helping, but every little bit helps.
Okay.
See, as long as you're keeping it cool inside your house, that air conditioner is going to pull out water.
Yeah.
And you got that fan.
Yeah. I keep it warmer in the laundry room because I just figured that the additional heat would help extract it a little bit more, but I have no idea.
Now, something else I read too, and get your guys' opinion on this, is the moisture content of the honey actually changes the flavor profile.
Yes, it's like reducing a good French sauce. It intensifies it.
Yeah, so actually, from what I hear, if there's not enough moisture in it, it's not as intense. It's not like balsamic vinegar that you reduce or whatever down and it gets real bitey. But I said if it's too dry, it almost makes the flavor like I don't know, maybe how it hits your tongue or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that could very well be it. The viscosity as it comes out. That actually makes a lot of sense. And I just shoot for 16 because that's what Bob Binney said he thought that it tastes best at. And
not a honey soulame or whatever they call them, kind of guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I can pronounce that one, sommelier.
Sommelier, whatever it is, yeah. Isn't that a country over there somewhere?
Somalia.
It's right next to Guam.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Hale. You said you leave your supers in your house for about a week?
No. Mike was saying that. Mine, I only did it the day that I was taking them out.
Because I was wondering about how long you can keep supers, because I was afraid of like having pests in them, like the
beetles.
Beetle larvae. Yeah.
They told from just the guys that from around here said, don't keep it in your house no more than 3 days.
Yeah.
Now you say you're putting empties back on? Or?
I haven't tested that theory yet, the 3-day theory, because I don't want to end up with maggots all over the place,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what, Charlie?
I mean, are you talking about after you take them off the hive, waiting to extract, or what?
Yes.
Yeah. It's basically about 3 days is what they say.
Okay.
Well, I took mine off. I spun it out, and then I took the empty frames out and let them clean it out. And I took the empty frames and put it back on the colonies.
Okay.
Kind of spread them out, though. Spread them out, not all to the same colonies. So,
I haven't been doing this long, but I'm essentially a 1-day person. I pull and extract the same. I test, pull, test, and if it's good, I extract. If it's not, I put it back on and let them ripen it a little more.
Yeah. I seen Mike Berry just did a video, and he put a wet super back on the hive, and that hive, he said, got robbed out because of the smell of the wet super.
Oh, wow.
Back on the hive.
I done 2 of them like that last year. I didn't have any problem, but this year, everything after I extract it, I just put it outside and let all the bees come to it, clean it out.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned about that too, because they've been hot this year. The bees were hot around and very protective. They're real pissy when you get around their hives when they still had the honey on it, and then they were looking to rob each other at the end too. So,
but am I the only one that? It seems like when I put my boxes out there for the bees to clean them up, they're not very gentle about it. They tear the crap out of it.
Oh yeah, they will.
They will tear it a little bit, but it's nothing that they can't repair.
Yeah,
it's WWF for the bees. It's free for all,
Are they?
Yeah. If you
are
put
they
it on a hive, they don't
honey
do
in
that.
Capped honey, Bob, or what?
No, I've just seen them. You'll come outside like the next day, and there'll be like light cappings, like where they just shredded it to get to the honey. I guess they could get as many bees in there as they can. I guess I don't know.
So there's one way you can get around that.
A lot of that is loose cappings too. From when you uncap your honey, they just break it loose and it just falls to the bottom.
Now I've seen some of them take like the big cookie sheets, just a cheap cookie sheet, and put it under on the ground or whatever, and set the box on top. That way, when the bees do rob it out, any of those wax cappings fall down into that tray, and at least you can save those.
Mr. Ed does that. He puts all his on some little. He has some rollers that he made with a tray, and he rolls his supers out, and they go like that.
I got a new big glass shower door to use.
Those shower doors ain't cheap either.
As far as the bees being hot and everything, pulling honey, I didn't have a problem with them this year. I started out, I figured they were going to be hot, so I put my Guardian on, and I ended up with just a veil. They were fairly calm.
Yeah.
Well, my laser just finished. Y'all want to see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
We want to see the laser or what you made.
What I did with the laser. Don't be a jackass, Lee. Don't be a jackass.
I didn't see the blue light special going on in the background tonight.
You got to specify now.
There wasn't no smoke.
All right.
He must not have been burning wood tonight.
No, this was a laser at
fire department and the attic fan. Wow, that's nice.
I like that.
So this is for a friend of mine's daughter-in-law, actually. She's a big Lord of the Rings fan. So
how big is the table on that?
I can do 17 by 16, and then they make an extension where I can basically do 35 by 16.
17 by 16.
Yep. This is a 6.
If I want something 6 by 17 or so, then you could do that.
Yep.
Okay. I'll get back.
As long as I can get the wood, get the wood cut and everything for it. But this was just a photo that I processed online, and then I spray painted this canvas white, 2 coats of white, then 2 coats of black, and then etched it off. So I think he'll be happy with that.
You do a good job for me. I may even spring for super sticker or something. You know, you never know.
Yeah, never know. Never know what could happen.
Better do a good job, Bob.
So, I send this guy a text of what I did for him, because
Yeah,
a lot
Bob.
of times people will be like, "Hey, can you do something that's pertaining to this?" And then I just got to kind of figure out what they want. You know,
Dennis wants to know how much that costs.
how much did what cost? The laser or the canvas?
Both, I guess, just in case.
The laser cost me about $1,200 with everything I got. Now, with that being said, I've pretty much made over 50% back of what I've spent on it. So it's still trying to pay itself off. Oops,
So how much would that print be that you did?
The smaller prints I was doing for 20. This one, I'll probably, because this guy's like my best friend in the world, I'll probably do this for 22. But I haven't really done many big ones like this to give away or to sell. To actually think about it.
Granny asked, could you do that in a telescoping lid?
Yes, stainless. Yeah, I can do stainless. I did some cups for B-bomb. Of course, I don't have any near me right now to show you, but I can do tumblers and all kinds of stuff. Hive tools. Yeah. The matter of fact, Southwest Ohio Bees. He's a laser guy. He's got lasers, and Matt and Sarah does lasering, and now I'm doing it as well. So I've done ships and all kinds of stuff for people so far.
What comes to mind when?
Was somebody saying something?
No, I was trying to pull your live back up over here on my other screen, and it was unmuted for some reason.
Oh.
It was running a commercial.
Let me see. Running a commercial? Got to pay the bills.
I had to reload the page.
Let me see. Does this dude even... There he goes. He's way down on my list. Let's see. All right, so that's
you guys were talking about hive lifters, and I looked at that one Mike Berry has and talked to him about it. And the only thing I kind of see with that thing is it seems to be top heavy.
Yeah.
You know, if he's got a lot of boxes on there. And I've watched over on the internet, like some country over in the European area, where one of them looks like a dolly, where it's got a motor on the bottom wheels where it'll move by itself, motorized, plus it lifts motorized. And I'm like, I think Cayman mentioned, I think that's what I got out of it, was that he is going to have some lifter people there, vendors at the Hive Life for next year, hopefully. But
yeah, I think that one's from Poland, Charlie. I'd looked at that one too, but it was like this. I think that was 4,000 pounds to buy it, or euros, or whatever it was.
So what's that American? Half that?
The last time I checked the pound, it was basically 1.5 times to US, but I think they said it's getting close to even right now.
I think it was euros. I may have misspoke saying pounds. I don't know what the euro is right now, but it's usually been $1.25 or $1.50 or something like that too, hasn't it?
Yeah, and then was it Lamar Farms? Is that how you pronounce it?
Larimore.
Yeah, I watched her. I actually talked to Duck River there. What's his name? Nathan. Yeah. When I seen his first, he seemed to like it, but then I questioned him. I'm like, well, why aren't you using it pulling these supers off? And I said he didn't, but it's like that was my main thing is lifting supers along with putting them on the back of a truck or lifting them up so I could do single brood chamber management, getting into that brood chamber and pulling, cat brood out and, save my back that way. But
do you have a little tractor?
Yeah, I got big. Yeah, I got a lot of big tractors.
I was gonna say if you had a smaller tractor, I was thinking about fixing something on because I have a small tractor, fixing something on the forks with that little clip that full down and grab them. Just so I can grab a super or two back out and do what you got to do, then set it back down.
Yeah, I thought that'd have been nice, but I don't have anything that small.
We have one guy here that has just a regular farm tractor, and he has a front end loader on it, and he just puts that right up to his hive. He's about 80 years old. He slides the boxes onto the scoop, and that's just what he does. But yeah, Charlie's got some substantial equipment that would be maybe a tad overkill.
I couldn't get in there. I couldn't be that gentle and precise, with the stuff that I got. Yeah. And if you had one of them, what's it called, dingoes, that would be interesting if you put something like that together. But they're expensive. So I don't know.
Did you see that other guy's contraption? I think he's I forget his YouTube, but he lives somewhere in Canada, and it looks like a 3-wheel buggy that he drives on. It's a forklift on a 3-wheel buggy. It's like a skeleton deal. He's the guy that was doing all them treatment tests last year.
Doing the what?
He was doing a bunch of treatments on all his hives.
Oh, Phil the Bee Man.
Yeah, Phil the Bee Man. Yeah. He had this contraption that he rides on, and it looks like something he made. And it has a third wheel in the back, and it just swings around, and he grabs his hives. And he had a video the other day showing how he loads it up.
Phil the Bee Man. You say he's up there in Canada?
Somewhere in Canada, from what I understood.
Yeah, I think he's west of Ian Stepler, who's just north of the Dakota-Minnesota border. I believe, I want to say it's closer to Saskatchewan and Western, but I sure the heck could be wrong. He just got a new man. Yeah, he just got a new uncapper, Colliner.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting.
An uncapper and a box lifter. The deal that, it lifts your frames out of your box.
I've seen it. Yeah, well,
it's like the front end of a Cowan. Yeah,
it's like a Cowan. They have a deboxer on a Cowan.
Yeah, unboxer and uncapper.
So, speaking of unboxers, in case nobody else does this, or whoever, the easiest way I found to pull frames out of a super is I have a pair of 2x4s on my bench in my shop. I just put the box down on that, push down on it, and all the frames just break loose, and you're fine. And just hand it to the uncapper. And rather than try to pull them out with your hive tool, it's really slick. But it's one of those things. Oh, good for you, James.
Expansion.
Yeah, I found out that my out yard is good to have, but then you got to schedule a whole time to just go to the out yard.
That's been my biggest problem, Bob.
I had one where I was managing this guy's hives for him, and I don't know, the time you waste driving there and back, and then you forget something and all that kind of stuff. And I like everything right here at the house.
When I went and pulled honey at my number 4 yard the other day, I forgot my hive tool at home.
Yeah.
So
well, they do
how far away is that?
About 20 miles.
So, might as well just keep one of them extras in your vehicle at all times.
Well, I used to do that, but normally when I'm just doing regular inspections, going to check everything, I go in my little Nissan Rogue. But since I was pulling honey, I took the truck.
Right.
Didn't have nothing in it. So, like I said, they were calmer than I thought because I actually had to take my hand and hit the side of the box to break one loose, and it still didn't bother them. But before I went to number 3 yard or number 2 yard, I had to come back by the house.
Those hive tools you've been giving away, you need to keep a couple of those and put them underneath the top lid.
One of these?
Yeah, those.
That's the Well, it's been a slow beekeeping time, and it's probably going to get that way coming up here. Everybody's starting to go from spring, summer now into that little lull before the fall, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
would be treatment time.
Yep.
That's like the boxes behind me. I pretty much put all them away except for one or two, and condensed them down and I went from two framers to 5 framers on some of them. And
That's kind of what I did with my 2 framers. I went 2/2 with the ones that were just regular 2 framers, and then the one that was 2/2, I moved to a 5 framer. The 5 framer I had out there is now 5/5. So just trying to slowly move everything back together, condense them down.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that didn't get robbed out and get dead on me. So
Hey Lee, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Didn't you say you sell some of your honey at a couple of little stores?
Yeah, I got 2 of them right here by me.
How do you go about like discussing with the store owner, like, how much you're going to charge for your honey, or do you ask him how much he wants to pay for it? Or
One of them is my buddy that I used to work with actually owns the store, so he kind of asked me to bring it in there. He had one guy that was bringing his honey. Well, the guy kind of got out of the beekeeping, getting older, so he asked me, did I want to bring mine in there? And I found out just basically what the other guy was getting for it. I guess a kind of wholesale price, so I give it to him at one price. And then I got another store. I just happened to walk in there and was talking to them. They seen that I had bee stuff in the truck, and they asked me, do you sell honey? I said, yes, ma'am. And they said, well, we'd like to get some in here. And I just named a price for them. They said, sounds good to me. When can you have it? I said, give me 10 minutes. I'll be back.
well, is it like 50% of their cost, or
No,
Are you consigning it with them?
Nah, I sell it to them right out. The farmer's market down the road from me, I sell it at $9 a pound right now. I give it to the store at $7 a pound. So I mean,
that's still pretty good.
Yeah, they getting $2 profit, but I'm still making my money too. Now,
Yeah,
if I
I
was
think
selling it bulk wholesale, it would be just like 5-gallon bucket instead of have to bottle, label, and all that. Then yeah, you're looking at regular wholesale price about $3.50 a pound.
Yeah. You ever sold to anybody by bulk?
No, not yet. The biggest one that I've had as far as bulk was just 2 1-gallon jugs at one time. But other than that, everything is just by the pound that I do.
I put hot peppers in it to make that big dollar, evidently, huh?
I'm wanting to try that, but I'm going to go back and buy the red lids to go on the top whenever I do any of the hot honey.
Because Lee's extra like that. He couldn't just put a sticker on it that says hot. He's got to have a whole separate lid system and spreadsheet for hot honey.
I'm OCD.
I'm a nerd too, so I can't talk at all.
Did you get that spreadsheet that I sent you, Mr. Paul?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Just check it.
See, us nerds like it. We send stuff back and forth to each other.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hey, Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. Going good, brother. Hey, good to see you hit a, 10,000 subs? Is that what he hit? 10,000?
I don't know. I seen your comment, Lee, on Castle Brown Hives or whatever it's called. Did you hit number 1 on what was that?
Oh no, I was just messing with him. I was the first one to comment.
Oh, okay. Now I got the what was it I got? I had the most views, I think.
I know you were gaining in subs. Whenever the video come out, I was already half asleep, so I mean I was kind of in and out watching.
I was the most amount of views or something like that in the small period was 51.81 or something like that, or 52.8. So, I still don't understand these here algorithm things where it says, one area says you got 10,000 views and or so many hours, and then I mean, when does the 28 days switch around? Every 28 days.
Every day it's a
Every
rolling
day.
28 day.
Yeah. The 28 days is from today, 28 back. Now, tomorrow it's going to be that day in 28 back.
Yep. It's a
So,
rolling
say you're
28.
going from March the 1st to March the 28th. Then on the March the 29th, you're only going back to March the 2nd. March the 30th, you're going to be on March the 3rd. Or however it rolls, whatever your numbers are.
Well, just so you know, Bob, Lee's channel's got 28 right now, and yours has 21. So,
Yeah, I know. They like to give him the free views instead of pay me to watch 2 commercials. No, it's more. I think it's more about the chat. Whoever goes over there that they're chatting with, they just stay. So, it is what it is.
A couple of them I'll watch. They'll bounce back and forth.
I do.
Well, then what? Like they talk about your 4,000 hours of view hours. Where did they come out and say, okay, you've got 4,000 hours out on your YouTube buddy thing?
That's your videos, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
should
your
be on the top.
overall view.
Huh?
It should. On mine, it shows up on the top of the channel. Let me see if I can find Charlie's. You want to know what you're at? I might be able to.
I got 381 subs, and I don't like,
You got 382 now.
Okay.
You got a lifetime view of 14,800. That's views.
14,000. That's views. What
on,
about them
on
hours?
22 videos? Let's see if I can find your subscribers last 30 days. Let's see. Videos.
Hey, Spanky, where are you?
He's in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Whereabouts that?
I'm sorry.
Where's the closest? What's the closest town?
I'm up near Hickory. Hickory would be the biggest.
You're up at Hickory?
Yeah.
Is that right? That's where my cousins live. Where they did live. Some of them have passed away quite a bit. But
Well, my wife grew up in Annapolis, Charlie. How far are you away from there?
maybe an hour. I'm kind of the northeast corner, Harford County, close to the Susquehanna River, right at the top of the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
That's beautiful country up there. I love that bay.
It's not showing me your watch hours.
Huh?
It's not showing me your watch hours.
Hey, we got Jarrett coming in.
I think I'm still in watch minutes on my channel. You know,
Hey,
me and my
Jared.
31 subscribers are still in watch minutes.
Hey, guys.
How you
I'm
doing,
rolling
Jarrett?
about it.
I know it shows, like on the top of mine with vidIQ, it'll say on the top how many hours I've got. So let me see. Minutes watched. I've got in the last 7 days 12,600 minutes watched in the last 7 days, which is down.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I got your email a minute ago too, Jarrett.
I appreciate it.
Or actually more than a few minutes ago. A little while ago I got it.
At the start of this.
Yeah.
So so far it's been pretty good. I think I got like six different people that are doing it right now.
That's good.
Yep.
What's that?
If y'all don't know what he's talking about, he's trying to collect honey from all 50 states.
A honey
Yep.
swap.
No kidding.
Yep. So I've got
Wonderful.
I got West Virginia already covered. I got Ohio. Castle Hive's going to get some from Ohio. I got Lee. He's going to get me some. I got some going to get some from Texas, from North Dakota, North Carolina, and that's all I'm at right now.
Lee's sending you some, and Brad and I are off the hook, you know.
Well, hey Charlie, if you want to boost your watch hours, just do a live stream, like that live stream you're talking about, and be consistent about it. You'll get the watch time. And it's not. You still got to get the subs to get there, and that can take a while to get to that point. I
was trying to figure out when you go to TubeBuddy where you look to find.
Well, mine on YouTube, it says right at the top how many views I've had, and I just hover over the little hamburger thing, and it'll
Yeah.
say how many minutes I have watched.
Yeah, let me see if I can get there
Hey, look,
without.
there's. Oh, sorry.
What's that, Derek?
I was gonna say I just saw Jerome and Williams thing. They're both in Oklahoma.
Let me see.
Jared, where are you, Jared?
I'm in Virginia.
Oh,
I'm like, I think Earl's like 3 hours from me.
oh, no kidding.
Yep. He's more to the, I guess it'd be to the west, where I'm kind of southwest Virginia, but he's way on the west. He's like over on the edge.
Whereabouts at, Jared?
I'm the town. I'm just south of Roanoke, Virginia,
Yeah, I know
but
where.
then I'm just north of like Martinsville.
So you're close to Floyd?
Actually, yes, I'm a town over. I can get to Floyd in 25 minutes.
I like to go down there and dance at the store
Where are you at?
in Maryland.
Good day. Look at that. Yep. I'm actually like literally. Have you ever been on the Parkway over in
Yeah.
out there? Well, you know where Mayberry Mill is?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, literally like so. You know that there's a road called Shooting Creek.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know about that.
So I live like
I got
5
lost in
minutes.
that damn thing.
Yes, I'm
Somebody
like
trying to get over to the college over there for the big folk festival, whatever you want to call
Folk
it.
Life Festival. Yep. I live 5 minutes from the college.
You do.
Yep.
So you're over there. What's the name of that town?
Ferrum.
Huh?
Ferrum.
Ferrum. Yeah, Ferrum. Virginia. So that's where you live.
Yep. Small
Yeah, we
world
were.
out there, man. Oklahoma, what state is
So
that?
you're down there around Ferrum then.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bob, I looked on my channel stats, and at the top it says new achievements, 1,000 hours of watch time.
Yep. So you only got 3,000 more to go. No, wait, it's not 1,000. It's 4,000 minutes, right? Not hours. Or is it hours?
No, it's 4,000 hours.
Hours. Okay, so, well, that's about right. You got a quarter of the subs and a quarter of the watch time right now.
Jerome,
Yeah,
I just subbed to you. I'm going to check out some of your videos.
Jerome?
I like Jerome's videos.
Yeah, I like Jerome's videos too.
Where is Hilco located?
Indiana, I think.
Okay.
Let me
Who
see.
is?
I think it's actually Illinois.
With the fancy gate, I got to see what that one is. I got the 18-gallon license tank. Hilco.
Yeah, Hilco's Illinois.
Illinois?
Yeah, it's south
thought
of
it was
Chicago, a
Oklahoma.
couple hours.
Maybe not.
Let me see.
Now the Hilco bottling tank, is that like a double boiler, or what's the warming contraption on that one? Do you guys know?
I don't know. Well, the 18-gallon tank that I see on here says deluxe storage and bottling tank. 18-gallon. It does. This one doesn't look like it's heated or anything.
I was going to say, I don't think one that I was looking at. I was looking at a bottling tank, I guess, a while ago.
But it looks like just unless it's got a different kind of valve. Oh, okay. You might have the plastic valve that goes up and down.
Yeah, there was one at Hive Life. It wasn't from Hilco. It was the other guy that Rob was talking about. And it was, I don't know, it was a bottling tank, but to me it was a Chinese piece of junk. It didn't have a plastic gate or something on it. Yeah, that's what it
Gate valve.
had a kind of gate valve look like that. Yeah. Is that anything any good?
I don't know. I just got it. I haven't tried it yet, but it's got a spring that pushes on it.
I've got one of those, but it's a bigger outlet than the bucket. So, like, if you took the 5-gallon bucket off, that won't fit into it without boring it out.
So somebody last week asked, what's a really good like bottling contraption for like a 7-pound jug or 7-gallon jug? And I was just over at Troy's here, and he loves that gate there, Hale. He said, no, next to like a bottling tank, that was his favorite one. Now, I don't know if it's the same one. I think the one he ordered was from Man Lake, so I don't know. But he really liked that wide, broad contraption that you've got.
Well, I'd like to have one like Cayman has, with that dripless valve on it, but I can't spring for that much money on those things.
There, well,
the dripless valve's like $200, right? The one
that's
drip.
the thing I hate the most with a honey gate, is the drip, the leak. You get a good one here and you get a bad one there. You just can't tell how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, but how many pounds of honey you sell?
Not that many.
We talking 100 pounds? We talking 500 pounds?
I've got 400 pounds so far, and I've got another about 100 to probably take off.
Yeah, no drip. The valve is running 197 right now.
Well, then you might be interested in this. There's a fellow by the name of Jeff Willard, and he shows exactly how to make a bottler valve just off of stainless steel stuff out of plumbing departments. And I've seen it work. Yeah, Jeff Willard. And it's just, I couldn't believe it. But this is the same guy that figured out how to use a turkey saw.
He's got that on a YouTube video there, Mike?
Yes, sir. Jeff Willard. I'll throw a link up in the chat here, and you can play with it. But
I'll take a look. I'll look him up.
Yeah, he's this guy. I really like this guy because he researches stuff down to the the details, and then he gives credit to people that he got stuff from, and I don't see that happen too much. Trying to find what the video is, but this guy actually figured out how to make an electric knife work as an uncapper. And
I've seen the electric knife as an uncapper, and I was looking for one, but the problem is I run deeps, only deeps. To find an electric knife with a blade long enough, across the deeps is almost impossible.
He also put that thing on a foot feed, which is really interesting. So
I saw that video.
And Mike, that valve he got, it's kind of like a 90-degree angle coming out of the tank. And
I believe so. I'm on his channel right now trying to find out what the heck the name of the video is.
I got one here. He got a 15-gallon honey tank and a stainless steel dripless ball valve.
There you go. There you go.
Then I'm going to have to spring for a foot actuated pneumatic bottle loader like somebody else has, right?
Oh yeah. Say something else.
I love that. I love that valve. It was expensive, but I love it.
I tell you what, y'all put me to shame. Look, y'all put me to shame when it comes to bottling honey. Man, I got mine in daggone buckets, and I'm still using an old like a ladle, basically, spoon.
Well, I was doing the same thing that Hale Highs is doing, but I only had one of the buckets with the gate valve, and that gate valve would leak constantly.
Yes.
And I just got tired of it. So
like that, Jared?
I bought one of those. I bought one of those valves, like the honey gate, like you just showed there, Hale, and it wouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't screw in without boring out the hole bigger, in that other bucket.
It look a little bigger.
And then by that time, I had already ordered all my other equipment. So,
but the thing is, it's supposed to be leakless on this end from that interface there. It's supposed to be helps to keep from leaking.
Well, the other thing is you got to worry about with the plastic bucket is that it flexes because it's so heavy, right? When you got to push it up and down, actually flexing that plastic piece. That thing, I love that thing. There was things that would be better about it, but it makes my job easier by doing it by myself.
Well, you sell that 400 pounds of honey, Hale. I mean, you should have a pretty good amount of money there.
I always use my proceeds to buy new stuff for next year.
That's what I do.
So one thing I like about this hobby is that it kind of pays for itself for the most part.
It always has for me. You know,
once you might pay for itself sooner or later.
I was looking at.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Charles.
No, it's always paid for me. I mean, of course, I've been at it for a while, but once you kind of get, let's say, 5 years established, and you get, I don't know, 10 or 12 honey hives, you can make enough money off of. I mean, it depends on what your area is and where you can sell your honey to. I mean, I'm in an area where, and I've got the mill where I sell it right. People ask me, where do you sell it? I'm right here. and I've got, you build your customer base up. Where some people come in just for the honey. I had one lady come in. She bought 6 pounds of honey, 2-3 pound bottles, stuff like that.
Unless you jump in with high end stuff like Lee and Bob do, big old huge 30 frame license tractors and
but like now Lee, he's selling to me like I'd buy his honey all day long at $3 a pound at wholesale prices easy. I mean, up here wholesale $6 a pound.
Right.
Wholesale, and what is it retail?
Yeah, at least 10 to 12.
Okay.
There's a guy around here that he's selling 5-gallon buckets of even like sourwood and even regular honey for like $300 for a 5-gallon bucket.
Well, he's a dummy.
Yep.
He just doesn't have to his.
Now you take your money and buy his honey and resell his honey and make twice as much money
to make the 900.
Yep.
The apiary up the road from you.
60-pound bucket should go retail at least $600.
That's what it does here.
The apiary up the road from it, they sell a 5-gallon bucket for $200.
Yep.
Buy all you can.
See, y'all think that's crazy. You think that's crazy? There's a guy up here that he's got 300 hives between a couple of the towns, and he said this year alone he's already pulled, I think 46 55-gallon drums of honey, and he said he's got 300.
Nice.
He said, and but he sells his he only sells his in bulk, so he sells his. I mean, I don't know the exact price of it, but I mean he sells them by the cases and stuff like that, and people buy them up so fast because his are way below, like it would be even for like a retail price of it.
So Lee, that's O'Neill's?
Yeah, O'Neill's.
So Jared, I mean, does he bottle his stuff and then sell it by the case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he puts them in a drum, and then he actually has like I think a machine to bottle it up, and he usually sells them by the case.
Yeah, it's like a friend of mine. Friend of mine, he's got like 4. Let's see. I think they'll hold at least a barrel of honey from like, let's say 70-gallon barrels. They're heated, water jacketed, and then he has a bottling pump that's one of them piston-driven jobs that you tune it in for each size bottle that you do, and then that's what he does. He sells cases of honey, bottled honey, 1-pounders, 2-pounders, whatever.
Well, he surprises me because he sells like some of it he puts like comb in the jars and sells it that way as well.
Chunk honey.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a premium thing there. You can get around here, let's say cut comb, you're looking at $20 a square for one little square like that, which is about a pound. And then chunk honey, if it's in a cylinder, glass cylinder with a piece of comb in there, and then you got to make sure that when you pour the liquid in there that's looks the same. You can add another $5 or $6 on that jar.
Oh wow!
See, last year I done
that. People don't realize you got to freeze that honey, make sure all the bug eggs are dead. Yep. And then I was talking to a friend of mine, the same guy, the bottler. He said, main thing is you want that comb to be right even with the jar. You don't want it to float up when you put the liquid in around it.
Mm-hmm. Last year I took shallow frames. I took 1 box of shallow and done comb honey with it, and I would cut the slivers out of each one just so wide and put that down into the 1-pound jars.
Yeah,
there's a market for that.
What's that, Mike?
That was really clever.
Yeah,
I really like that. So what I do here is that depends upon what the honey is, but I actually go into my uncapping tank and put in a lot of my jars will actually have like a 1/2 inch of wax on the top, just from the uncapping tank, and people love it.
Yeah, that's a raw honey.
Exactly, Charlie.
There's a person around here in Baltimore area, I forget what it's called, raw honey or something like that. and obviously, it's bottled up in Maine or something. And yeah, they take a scoop of crap out of the one cap and tank, dump it in there, and then pour it full of honey. Oh, it's raw, and people just they believe that and suck it right up.
That's the damnedest thing, because I had my friend that owns the shop that I sell the majority of my honey at. He says, Mike, he said it doesn't really make any difference. That's just, they get a little bit more excited about it because they know it's not filtered. But that being said, there's some folk that want they actually, especially in my little 3-ounce jars, women in particular like to buy that, and then they mix that wax cappings and the honey in with hot tea. Yep. So, who might argue with that?
I've had someone, believe it or not, someone has asked me to buy honey, like, I'm talking no filter, no whatsoever. I mean, you're picking up bee heads and bee legs, and I'll put it right in a jar for them, and they can see it.
You got to get it nice and clear like this, where you can see all
nice
those.
looking. Yeah, it's nice looking.
Oh, I got some of that. I got some of those. Well, you're gonna make me go get it now, Hale.
But our problem around here is probably I can draw a probably 15-mile radius around us, and I can name 5, maybe even a half a dozen large sideliners or commercial beekeepers that are in this area that have anywhere from 150 to 700,000 hives.
Biggest one that I know of right here is O'Neill's that we were talking about.
You got the Friersons that are in Denham Springs. You got Janway Honey, who I know, he grew up with my son, and they've got like 700 hives here in this area. I know Jesse Irwin or whatever in our bee club, he's got a bunch. I mean, there's guys around here that. So there's a lot of competition in the area.
That drives y'all's price down.
Well, I'm still. Lee was saying $9 retail at the thing. I sell mine to people for 10 for a 1 pound, and this is a pound and a half for 14. So there you go. That looks good.
I said, but then you can also get ones that look like this. That's honey as well.
That's fall honey.
Yes, that was fall honey. Dark.
That's that nasty stuff Lee likes.
I like the dark honey. It smells bad, but it tastes good.
Ragweed and buckwheat. Bring it on.
Put it right in front of your face.
There you go, Charlie. That's got nice white stuff.
It doesn't smell bad. It smells.
So this was probably privet or whatever from the beginning of the year. It's a lot lighter and it's a lot sweeter.
It's probably got privet and maybe a little tallow in it.
The tallow's in the buckets over there that I showed you all earlier that needs to be bottled now.
Yeah, this is tulip poplar here.
So that'll be light and sweet too. Bring it in beginning of the spring, yeah.
Yep, that's what most of this stuff is. It's because it's very clear, very light. It's very not as full, but it's
of course locust, Jared.
It could be. I see, but I'm right across the road, man, and there's probably every bit of 300-400 100-foot tulip poplar trees right across the road from me.
No. Wow.
Yeah. He's down in the mountain country down there.
Okay, thank you.
Right now, my bees are hitting the mimosa trees right now.
Now, is there a big crop of them down there? I mean, we have one here and there. They're more of an ornamental tree. Somebody might have planted.
I got a few of them here.
Talking about the mimosa trees?
Yeah.
Mimosas, yeah.
Oh God, they're everywhere. I mean, it's like now since I have some in my yard, like I had like 2 that have been like they're pretty big in my yard. I have one that's like 40 foot tall, and then one that's like 15 foot. But then I go down the road and just see them all the time.
So, Jared, how long did those things produce nectar?
Yeah.
The mimosa tree?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the first year I've known that we've had them, they're still producing right now.
Wonderful.
I still got flowers on mine, but that's the only thing I've got flowers on right now.
And see, I didn't know I have in our woods out here. We also have some like tiger lilies. I'm talking like 6 foot tall tiger lily bushes that are bringing in a nice like deep red pollen right now.
A tiger lily bush.
Yep.
Okay, that I've never even heard of. I've got tiger lilies in my back garden here, but wow. I'd like to see that. I love
Yeah, I
those
can.
things.
Look, now you're gonna make me go out. I can go outside and go grab a pedal. I mean, a whole thing off of it right now.
Oh man,
It's crazy. I mean, just moving from one side of the county to the other side of my county, the honey flow is completely different.
it's amazing how that works. Now I'm next to a 30,000 acre forest, and that's where my bees are heading now. And what they're getting there, I have no idea. But that's what it comes out, and then I get that really dark honey. And
Right.
I'm sure some of it is honeydew, but all the forest floors, like the drought we had last year, we had only 20% of the crop we should have. And the stuff they brought in was just dark, rich, just unbelievably fantastic. Because I don't know, but I haven't had sourwood. I haven't had. I got to really try tasting more honey. No, when I find out how much Bob Binney gets for sourwood honey, my antennas are going way up. Like, what the hell is this stuff?
That my sourwood.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know if I tasted it or not.
I actually have some sourwood now. There's actually a different. It's a different color, but also it is to me, sourwood is more robust than like your spring and floral honey.
Jerome, I think
I can
that
actually-
mimosa thing has to deal with
I'll grab a bottle. I'll show you.
what else you have blooming in the area as well.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it may not be their nectar of choice, but if it's the only nectar, then they don't have any choice in the matter, I guess.
Yeah,
What few mimosas we had here, the leaves are pretty much falling off, or the flowers pretty much falling off right now. About the only thing we got with a flower on it is some crepe myrtle.
I gotta try that sourwood. That's just crazy. Well, I mentioned this to folk on several different occasions, but when my plum trees, I got big plum trees here. You walk underneath those things, that's a smell I wish I could keep year round, but they just don't. They never touch them.
You know what? Maybe I know what's wrong with my bees this year. Maybe they all caught COVID and they have no scent, so they can't smell the nectar to go get it. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So obviously this is like the tulip poplar and stuff like this, but I know for a fact because we had this around. I mean, so many in the fields of sourwood. This is actually sourwood.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is, and I mean, it's just as clear. It's just darker. It's kind of a hard light, but it's still just as clear as like this one over here. But it's
No,
the
it's got
taste.
that rich. Yeah.
It's very rich.
That's about the darkness of my honey, and it's the full flavor. It's just, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on clover honey, clover and buckwheat, so I'm all over the place on that stuff. But I got to try that crap. This is just driving me nuts. Tex,
Shoot. I'll have to send you a bottle.
Off.
I'll have to send you a bottle, Mike.
Oh no, that's fine. I can get one from one of my collectors here. I really appreciate the thought, but.
We went so long tonight, I had to eat my dinner during the show. My wife turned off the oven. She's like, "You're going to eat it now or eat it cold." So,
also, where's that at?
That's wonderful.
Donnie, when you're talking about the North Dakota, I was in North Dakota for years, and people tell me that that's the number 1 honey producing state that we have in America, and I have never seen a beehive the 3 years I was out there.
And what's interesting is that some of their production is going down because of, some people are going to the monoculture thing, but the prairie flowers up there, it's really weird you should mention that because I've driven, I can't tell you how many times from the East Coast to the West Coast of North Dakota. I don't remember ever seeing a hive either, Jared.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how the hell that works.
And it's not like you can't miss them because it's only flat out there.
Yeah. It's like, you stand in the middle of North Dakota, you look over, I can see the Pacific.
Yeah, basically, it's I mean, I don't think there was, I think there was one hill, and it wasn't even a hill. I mean, I'm talking about it dropped 15 feet. That was about it.
Yeah. Although one thing I really got a kick out of, I think all you guys that hunt might appreciate this. I don't think I pulled into a single rest area along 94 in western North Dakota that didn't have like 308 shell cases all over the place. The people go poaching mule deer in in the restaurants. You pull in there, there's always mule deer. It's like the locals just go away. Hey, that's meat on a hoof. Nobody ever says anything.
Now I have to. D or what, Abadees or whatever, beekeepers or whatever in South Dakota is like the largest one in the United States, I think.
Yeah. Well, see now, well, you guys ever remember the show on TV, Full Throttle Saloon?
Say that
I know a
again.
couple of them.
Have you ever seen the show? It's called Full. It used to be on TV. It was called Full Throttle Saloon over there in South Dakota. Is where like the big bar is.
No.
Yep. Well, maybe it's in right in the line of South Dakota and Wyoming, but it's a few miles down the road from there. That was the first time I had ever seen hives, I guess, that far north before I was like a fully established beekeeper myself. But it actually shocked me because it's probably about 150 to 200 hives just sitting out in the middle of a field. At first, I didn't know what it was. This was before I was a beekeeper. I was like, "What in the world is this?"
I've been noticing a couple more lately around me. I mean, they got like 1 or 2 hives in their front yard. Going
Right.
back and forth to work, I've noticed a few extra people starting to get some.
Well, see, partly down here, and Charlie probably knows more about this if you've ever been to Roanoke. Roanoke is like it's a bigger city. Like it's basically what it is: a lot of city, not a lot of country land and stuff like that. But you have a lot of, and I mean a lot of hobbyist beekeepers that they go out and get 1 or 2 hives. So like, I mean, this year I've been doing cutouts. I probably haven't done nearly as many as like Randy or Mr. Ed, but I mean I think I've done 13 or 14. I still have 7 more cutouts to do. It's
Wow.
picking up from last year. There was only like I did 9 last year, and then
Now, what do you
done more
attribute
this
that
year.
to?
What's that?
What do you attribute that to?
I think it's more of the hobbyist beekeepers that are joining these
Oh.
clubs. Like once they get their gardens, they're like, hey, I want to get into beekeeping. And see the one thing for us like down here, I think the problem is they'll run a beekeeping class in the middle of February, and people will go to someone's apiary in March, but that's it. It's one and done. Like they don't run classes back to back or like a few classes, so you get people that'll know nothing about bees, go sit in a class, and there's nothing wrong with these classes. I mean, I myself have never been to one. I have some friends that have, and they've shared with me it's not really even learning about bees. It's a bunch of older guys coming together and sharing their
Yeah.
stories of beekeeping. So
That's
it's not even
attractive.
really learning. So they're getting these bees, and they don't know like when the honey flow is and stuff like that, or when swarm season is. So I mean, I think just swarm calls alone between me and a couple other guys up here. I think we probably had like 20 or 30 swarm calls just for swarming, not even like cutouts.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have any structured classes or anything like that down there?
I mean, they have like in my town, in my county, they have one that they'll do, like I said, at the beginning of February, and it goes like
I mean, I'm president of my club here, and we'll go through the college, and I'm going to say it starts the end of February and goes through March, about the time you can get your packaged bees.
Yep.
It's taught actually by our state apiarist inspector.
Okay.
And she goes through, the hive parts and all what's called what, and diseases, bee biology, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's from my experience, you kind of scratch the surface with that class.
Yeah.
And then after that, they jump into it, and hopefully they'll come out to the bee clubs and ask questions, and then we'll demonstrate. And then that's like I put out it's called Charlie's Bee Calendar, and this is what you should be doing this month in the hives, or this is what you should be looking out for. And it's like this coming month, it's time to start treating hives for varroa and stuff like that.
Well, see, I also up here I've had a couple guys that have they see my hives in my yard and they'll stop by and just ask me some questions. They got a couple hives, and I'll walk them through a couple things and even try to show them some things if they want. But I think I think if they had just a little bit more, like I said, up here, I mean, naturally, the club up here in my county is called the Moonshiners Beekeeping Association. So most of the time, these guys, they come together and they share, different stories about, their beekeeping experiences, and then crack open desserts that people made, like with their honey and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with it. But like for me, when I was looking into doing it, I want to jump full in, like jumping in the deep end of a pool. I don't want to just scratch the surface of it because I feel like,
it sucks you in too.
Yeah,
you're growing a beard in order to join the hillbilly beekeeping club. It sounds like over there to me.
Trying to.
Yeah.
You see, man, my hair's. I'm trying to keep it up.
Hey guys, this has been a great chat, but Lee's got to be to work in the morning, and we're already about 30 minutes over. So
yeah,
I hate to cut it off, but
no, good timing. It's
now, Jarrett, your channel's what, the Beehive Homestead?
Yeah, the Beehive Homestead.
I see you have an email address. I'm gonna shoot you an email.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as the classes and stuff, there doesn't sound like it's quite as structured.
No.
Well, I'm one of those young beekeepers that donated a couple swarms, probably to Lee and some of his friends over there on the other side of the river too.
I've probably donated a few back.
Yeah, but Lee, you guys down there have got those open hives, air hives, I guess you call them, don't you? Where they don't even go in a cavity.
I got one right now outside.
Built
I was gonna say, shoot, I think Bob's got him even with his weather down there.
I got one right now.
That's only Randy and Mr. Ed that find those. So.
Yep, I got one right now hanging from the tree. It's small, but it's there.
All right, well, it's 11 o'clock here, so.
Well,
Yes,
God
sir.
bless you all, and guys down there, man, keep cool.
We're
I'm gonna try.
Hope everybody has a good night.
Enjoy it, gentlemen.
Take care.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Thanks.
Night.
Good night.